What's up, all you awesome gamers? I'm GKB. It is Valentine's Day. Everybody, happy Valentine's Day. Thanks for rocking out with us. We've got a great show. Did I say I'm GKB? I don't even remember.
I don't know. I think so.
No, they don't know who you are. You gotta say it again.
I'm GKB, the governor, and your host of the sexiest and best damn podcast on Valentine's Day, the Console Corner. All right, so tonight is another really great show we have lined up for you, and don't forget to call in. We're going to be taking your calls, answering your questions, listening to your comments. It's going to be fantastic. But first, on last week's show, we talked about PlayStation Update, Ghost Recon Wildlands, beta impressions, and Far Cry 5 leaked. Maybe leaked. Could be leaked. Why are you looking at me like that?
You're an echo.
Oh. Make sure you check it out if you haven't already. On this week's show, we'll be talking about South Park delayed again. God damn it! Not happy.
Damn, they heard you. They were like, yeah, let's just mess with him.
Feel?
Yeah, I'm not happy about that at all. Again. Destiny 2 possibly out this year. And Sniper Elite 4 impressions. Fantastic game. Hint, hint. I can't wait to see what our panel thinks about these awesome topics tonight. Please, everyone, make sure you're subscribed and following this great panel so you can stay up to date with all what we're doing. If you could also hit that like button, we really appreciate it. But first, let's go ahead and introduce our great panel of epic gamers this week. First up, we got Foxfire. We didn't know she was going to make it this week, actually. She was kind of like, I don't know.
Don't scare them. I mean, I'm
say,
here. Calm down,
them.
people. What's up, everybody? If you can hear me clearly, that's because I'm rocking Gear's headset, and they're red, and it fits today's day. I'm just saying.
Oh, look at you.
Fancy.
All color coordinated and everything.
Yeah, red headset. Super sexy.
But yet they can't see it.
They seen it in a video.
Yeah. First of all, they seen the unboxing, right? Right. And if you haven't, check out my channel after this video. Wink, wink.
There's a shameless plug, which you can find on the front of
Foxiest gamer with the foxiest headset.
That's it. Exactly.
Ooh,
Yep.
I like that.
Next up, we have Magic Mike. He's going to be dancing on poles for us and everything else on
Oh,
Valentine's Day.
hell yeah. I got
Hey,
them,
what's up, everybody?
I got them
That's
dollar
right.
bills.
Oh, you're going to need some bigger bills than dollars. I'm just saying, if you want Magic Mike to work that magic on
dang.
I think we have to get in line because I'm pretty sure I saw a thing on Twitter that he's got a date with Remix.
Oh, dang.
Oh.
Oh, snap.
They're going out for
I can't
steak
wait.
dinner.
What?
That's right. That's
you know he's
the key to
17,
my heart.
right? He's 17. I'm just saying.
Well, he asked me out, so I mean, just throwing it out there. But yeah, hey, what's up, everybody? It's Magic Mike. Hopefully, I don't lose my voice throughout the podcast because I'm still getting over a little bit of a cold here. But yeah, I can't wait to talk some gaming. We got some awesome topics tonight, and I can't wait to get into them.
Sweet. Bruno couldn't make it with us tonight. He's going to take the wifey out to dinner and all that kind of cool stuff. It is Valentine's Day, by the way. So next up we have Noof Nukem.
Hey, what's going on, gamers? Welcome to the Console Corner podcast number 54. This is going to be a good one. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. And if there's one thing I can say right now, is that your significant other might suck this Valentine's Day, but this podcast won't.
Oh. No chills.
No chills.
Wow.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
No chills. I love it. Love it. Love it. Oh my gosh. And last but not least, we have the First Lady of Xbox, who I get to stay home tonight because I was a man. I got a whole bunch of stuff for Valentine's Day. Yes. No McDonald's for me tonight.
Finally. Finally.
Which
Right?
I really hope my significant other isn't sucking because then we got some issues going on.
Whoa.
I'm just saying, there's like two sides to the whole significant
Whatever happens in
other.
our house stays in our house, okay?
Oh.
I think
Wait,
I'm going
ew.
to McDonald's. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Except I can't drive, so I'll have to walk. But anyways,
Check out that awesome bear balloon you got in the background.
I
That's
know
awesome.
GKB bought that and the flowers, and there's a big pretty box.
And the
or
flowers?
bag, and there's a teddy
Love
bear.
it.
There's a blue. Look,
It's
he's
teal.
teal.
See, I know.
I'm all happy about that. I'm not a chocolate person, so I don't like chocolate. I don't like
It's all about
candies.
that special
I
sauce.
like
Special sauce.
I'm not really a candy person. Now
Nope.
ice cream. I can go
I
for
like
ice
chocolate.
cream,
I got some
but-
chocolate.
That's cool. Chocolate's good. Super good.
Anyone you like
Well,
to
everybody
send a thank you
Nope.
out to?
Nope, they know who they are. They know who they are.
Okay.
Nice.
If
Awesome.
anybody
That's
wants to
good.
send me some steaks, that's the key to my heart.
Ooh,
Steaks?
yeah.
You want some steaks?
Steaks
Whoa.
are good.
Oh, yeah.
Damn. He goes straight for the meat.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
He likes
likes
the
that meat.
meat.
No, I cut to the chase. No appetizers for me.
Oh, okay. If that's what makes you happy.
Oh, this is fantastic already. I love this.
Wait, do you like it raw or do you like it?
Oh my god.
Oh my
God.
Hey,
SheWulf, you just took it too far.
First
what
off,
are you
let me
talking about?
say, it
We're
has
still
to be
talking about
properly
steak.
aged.
We totally were not
Wow.
talking about steaks. It was not even the conversation.
Yeah, no, there's a science to a good steak. It has to be aged just the right way. It has to be properly aged for
Needs to be
proper
around
age
28
verification.
to 30.
But no, I mean, no A1 sauce, no ketchup, none of that stuff. It just has to be the steak. You got to cook it the right way.
So
And
you don't like
you just,
any of the sauce? Not even creamy
no sauce.
Wow.
He just likes it hot and steamy. That's it. That's all.
I just like it to be cooked in butter.
Oh my gosh. Move on. Moving
So
on.
yeah, SheWulf, you look nice, girl. I love the new hair. That's all I want to say.
Right? The blue.
The blue? Oh,
The
yeah.
blue looks
Yes,
awesome.
I like
Finally.
it.
Thank you.
You looking fly, girl.
What do you mean finally?
That blonde was just
Oh.
shaving your head pretty
Oh
soon.
yeah. Nobody got to see the blonde, so.
Nah.
Nobody
I
got
didn't
to see the Yu-Gi-Oh. I saw it.
No. That was the first time. You didn't see it the second time.
Yeah, the second time was crazy.
Yo.
I had to do it a second time, and it was. I actually went a little too far into my bangs.
Yeah, you
than I
went too
usually
far.
do. What?
All right, so let's go ahead and move on. We got some stuff to talk about tonight, I think, besides meat and stuff. So remember, everybody, when you see the thing scrolling across the bottom, you can call in Skype, Console Corner, 2 words. So make sure you call. Wish us all happy Valentine's Day, and we'll wish you happy Valentine's Day too.
Happy Valentine's Day, guys.
Yeah.
This
Glad
episode
you guys
of
are
Console
spending-
Corner brought to you by Super Meat Boy.
No, we're moving on.
But
Nerd.
we can say though, we are happy that you guys are spending this lovely night with all of us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hit that like button, yo.
All right, so we're bringing something back that we talked about last week, the clip of the week. And this week's winner is Mr. Iceman with his crazy Gears of War kills. He sent a couple of videos, and he always gets these crazy kills for some reason, and it's with weird weapons. I'm just like, what is even going
Weird
on?
weapons.
Yeah. Well, it's like stuff that normally people wouldn't get that many kills with. So I'm just like, well, at least me anyway. So let's go ahead and play the clip. Let's see what it's all about.
It's an awesome clip. I love it.
Awesome.
Hey, Dave! Throwing shock!
Dropping bombs. Oh, that's fantastic. That's crazy.
Of course. Look at the
Space Cat, what else would I be doing, SheWulf? It's Valentine's, spending it with somebody you love. But I guess you love us. So.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
loves
I was
us.
gonna say.
What's up, Space Cat?
Hopefully you call in tonight and we get to hear from you.
So congratulations to the Iceman for that crazy. I think it was 4 or 5 kills.
Yeah.
So that's
I think it was
awesome.
5. It was the whole team. I know that.
Yeah, he's beast
Yeah.
mode.
Yeah.
Fox is beast
I
mode
was-
too.
Happy Valentine's Day, fans.
Yeah, I was there in the match with him. By the way, I saw that happen, and we were all like,
Yeah, I was
"Whoa!"
gonna say you're probably all in the chat like, oh, that's so
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That would have
That
been
fucking character he's using, too.
Yeah, his character's funny. Oh man. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. What are we on to now? Clip. No, we're on what we played, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'm all over the place right now.
And you said I was going to be the one all over the
I
place.
said before we started the show I was gonna mess this up. So, so yeah, let's go ahead and go into what games we played this week. This is my favorite topic of all. So should we do the questions now too, while we're
Might
going
as
around?
well.
After, I guess. Yeah.
Well, yeah, do it after the games. Do
Okay.
one question at a time kind of thing.
Let's start with Noof. What games you been playing this week, bro?
I've been trying to catch up on The Witcher. Every time I play that game, I just stop and look at it, and especially with the just the graphics are so good. That game is just so, I don't know, you just get wrapped up in it when you start to play it, and even though you're doing sometimes very little things in that game, it's just a great game. I don't know, I can't wait to get to the end of it. I might be 80 years old when I do, but I'm in the ride so far. I've been playing a little bit of Uncharted as well, trying to finish it off for the second time, Uncharted 4 that is, and kind of bouncing back and forth and stuff. But I'm really trying to get into The Witcher and Batman Arkham Knight as well. I'm still playing that collection, so.
Nice.
Awesome.
That's a good round of games there. What about you, Mike? What you been playing?
Well, it's ironic that Noof said he's getting back into The Witcher 3. I also started The Witcher 3 up again this week for a couple hours. And, it's going to suck me in again, I'm sure. But it's that time of year where I can go and revisit some old games I haven't finished up. I've been playing a lot of Dark Souls 3 this week. With Neo coming out for PS4, now I don't have a PS4. I've been feeling that Souls-like itch, I scratched it by playing some Dark Souls 3.
Mm-hmm.
Really pumped because there's another DLC coming out in like a month, so trying to get prepared for that too. And playing lots of Forza Horizon 3 as well. So that's been my game in the week.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah, that's a good round of games too. That Souls. I've been wanting to get Neo too. I tried out the demo, and it was kind of cool, but I want to try the full game. But SheWulf doesn't like those kind of games. She hates
Luca
dying.
is addicted to that game.
Well, because
And she loves Souls too.
Yeah, I
so.
was going to say, she
Yeah.
likes Dark Souls.
Yep.
I don't
Makes
like Dark
sense.
Souls. And the guy just looks too much like Witcher 3 guy. If I want to
Come
play him, I'll
on.
just go play the Witcher 3.
Come on, it's cool.
No.
What about you, Fox? What you been playing?
Of course, Gears of War. You guys already know.
Shocker.
Especially on game night, game time, we played that and Doom. Oh my God, Doom actually.
It's not cursed.
I know, and it was fun. And I played on there with SheWulf, GKB. Who else was in there? Scrotum. Crap was in there. It was fun.
Game down
So
sight.
yeah, was he in the Doom game with us?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I think maybe he played.
Maybe-
with you
no, I
guys,
thought he was
because
with
when
Gears.
I jumped on.
No, he was.
I think he
was,
switched to Gears. It's
No.
all good though.
No, because we had a full 6-person team, and it was me,
Okay, so
you,
what's up,
GKB.
game? So it was.
Game down
Yeah, we
sight.
played Doom.
There's a
We
whole
played
six.
Gears. That was fun. And then besides that,
Yeah. There
I
is.
played.
There's me, you, Fox, Scrotum,
What?
Crap, and Down Sights. That's 6. I know how to count.
Don't get all salty.
Awesome.
Don't get all salty.
Game was there.
Yeah.
Yay! Sorry, I didn't remember your face. But anyway, he was probably in the bottom, because I was on top probably. That's fine. No, I'm kidding. He's gonna be like, oh, okay. But yeah, besides that, I've been playing some Forza Horizon, and I've been wanting to get that new DLC, the Snow Mountain thing, but I haven't got it yet. But
Shout out to Forza Horizon 3 hitting 2.5 million sold.
yeah.
That's
Good
crazy.
stuff. And the Forza franchise is like over $1 billion now.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's some awesome news.
That is crazy.
Are we surprised? Though?
Prince money. Prince
Nope.
money.
Are we
I'm not.
surprised?
All that money.
Great job to Playground Games and Turn 10 Studios. They've come so far with that series. It's hard to believe.
Absolutely. Doing good things over there. What about you, SheWulf? What you been playing? You nerd.
Sniper Elite 4. I played that today.
Streaming it today,
I
eh?
streamed it today. So
I
go check
missed
that
it.
video out. Shameless.
I sad.
Big shout out to Frodo. He did an awesome stream with Sniper Elite 4.
He did last night. He's been playing nonstop. I think he was playing again today too. So
Yeah. Streaming on that beam.
yeah, so make
Go
sure
follow
you
him.
guys
He's awesome.
Go check out Frodo86. Is what I think his name is. And I was playing Doom, obviously. I was also playing Lego Star Wars, but that ended pretty quick because it pissed me off. Like, that is the dumbest fucking
She lost
game.
a lot of progress.
I did. I spent like a whole morning playing the dumb thing, and then I shut off my Xbox because like it said it had autosave. Usually, if something says it has autosaves, it means it automatically saves when I get to a checkpoint. So I turned off my Xbox, went and got lunch, came back, and then I turned it back on, and I was back a whole nother chapter. I was so mad, so pissed off. I was like, I'm done.
Damn.
So
The
pissed.
dark side has gotten to you.
Pretty
Is
much.
that
like,
the new Lego Star
Yeah.
Wars for The Force Awakens?
Yeah, it
Oh, okay.
was. I was so mad. I was so pissed off. Cause I don't like the game mechanics in that game to begin with. So. But anyways,
Any
yeah.
other games?
She's like, I ain't got no time for that.
She got no
Well,
time.
yeah, the indie discussion game that we'll be talking about.
Yeah, we're gonna talk
so
about that.
I won't say it yet. So yeah.
If you guys are looking for a fun game for the Nintendo 3DS, Yoshi's Woolly World is.
Oh yeah, Woolly World's cool.
What?
Tried the demo
The
the
Woolly
other day. It
World?
was pretty good. I'm gonna pick
For
that
3DS.
up.
It's the Yarn guys. You know the Yarn.
Oh, no, I
Yoshi.
have 3DS.
Yep. Is that just a port of the? Wasn't that a Wii U game?
Yeah. it was in-
Yeah, it's basically a port of the Wii U game.
I think I have
Okay.
that
That's
game.
interesting.
There's Tucci to it or something like that. I don't know.
How much do you lose in the downgrade to a 3DS from a Wii U port?
Well, the graphics still look fucking fantastic for 3DS.
That's good.
That's the hot part. Because
That's
it's got those
fantastic.
stylish graphics, kind of like Little Big Planet. You know, like Little
Yeah,
Big
yeah,
Planet
yeah.
could kind of look good on almost any system because it has those stylized graphics. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. That's cool.
Well, and with the 3DS screen being so small, I mean, you can really downgrade the resolution without losing a lot of visual quality.
Yeah.
I think they leave it the same with the small one. It's a big one, the XL, that they kind of like blow it up a little bit, so you do see a difference in that one.
Yeah, the XL, they stretch it out a little bit, so
Yeah,
you're
that.
going to see the pixels a little bit more clearly.
Nice.
Interesting.
What have I been
Oh my
playing?
god, I keep yawning.
That's right. Get a different minutes for it, girl.
We're talking about Nintendo. She was yawning.
I can't. I don't know if it's because I was.
Hardware. Oh.
I know, right? It's like as soon as you start, I swear. Oh my god. Anyway.
Let's see. Been playing Spheroids that we're going to talk about here in a little while. Played Doom, which was pretty fun because I haven't been playing it in a long time, actually. Played Sniper Elite 4. Played For Honor Beta. What else did I play?
Oh yeah, I played some of that.
What else did I play? I don't
Rise
know.
and Shine.
Oh, Rise and Shine. Yeah, I was playing Rise and Shine.
Watch for that indie discussion coming.
Yep.
Again?
Man,
No,
I
we haven't
was so
done
upset
a
that
Yeah, we did it.
full-
on
We
the-
didn't do a full indie discussion.
No, you're talking about like the video
Yeah.
drop, not the show indie discussion. Because we did talk about it on the show.
Oh,
indie
well, I'm
discussion.
talking about our indie discussion.
I guess I don't know what that means, but okay. Yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Full indie discussion? I don't know.
SheWulf, just stop, okay?
No.
All right, so that's done. Oh, we're gonna get into the questions.
Yes.
Let's get into those questions.
Which we will open up the phone calls for this one so that you guys can throw in an answer
Oh, yeah,
as
good
well.
idea.
Thought that would be pretty cool.
That would be
You?
pretty cool. All right, so we got 2 questions. Thanks to Noof, because I thought they were awesome when he said them in the chat.
Ask them.
Oh yeah, let's have Noof. Go ahead, Noof. You ask the questions
You ask your Valentine questions for.
because they were super dope.
All right. So if you could be one, or if you could date one video game character, who would it be and why?
Wait, if you could what?
I think I can't even remember what the hell questions I had. Now I'm gonna have to.
If you, I think it was one was
I thought there was one.
if there was a game that you could play with your significant other on Valentine's Day, and
Yes.
then the other one is if you
who
could
would
date as a video game
Flipped it on
character.
you. That's what you get when you ask Noof what it was.
He's like,
Go
I totally
with
don't
it.
even remember what I was asking.
Apparently. So, okay, so then the first question for the panel and for anybody in the chat, you can call in for this, like we said, on Skype at Console
Corner.
Corner. It's console space corner. Who would you, if you could choose anybody from the gaming, or not gaming community, from the
Whoa.
gaming world, who would you go on a date with?
Who
Let's
wants to go
start with
first?
the panel. Let's hear.
All right, Mike's got one.
Oh, let's hear Mike's.
Yep, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. If I could date anyone from a video game, it would be Miranda from Mass Effect 2.
Ooh, interesting.
Oh, that's
because-
an interesting one.
I found her like she's totally my type as far as like physical appearance goes, and it just her character was dark. Like she came from that background where she kind of worked for the Elusive Man. You didn't know, was she on your side or was she against you? Was she trying to set you up? But she really had that silver lining where she was like a good heart, a good soul. So that to me is that like edgy but good. That's what I like.
Nice. I got a funny one, but I'm gonna wait for mine.
Oh, okay. Who would you date, Fox?
Oh wow, I don't even know.
I'm just gonna
There's
go
so
crazy
many
on mine.
to pick from. Shit.
See, Laura
Maybe-
Croft. See, I knew they were gonna say that in the chat.
Of course they would say that.
Hell yeah. The
Laura
fuck? I'll
Croft.
choose that too.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So yes, Laura Croft, number 1. Boom. And then number 2, would be Baird, from Gears.
Baird.
He's sarcastic,
Baird.
and funny as fuck, and he has blonde hair. Well, this was a young Baird, not the Baird now. He's too bald. He's bald. No.
So Baird from 1, 2, or 3.
Yes.
Funny thing, she's like, oh, he's too old. Okay, so
Oh yeah, fucking hilarious.
okay, so here's a funny one for you. We were going back and forth talking about this and what we would do. GKB turns around and says that he was bringing up Nathan Drake from Uncharted. And I was like, why would I want to date him? I'm like, hello, I would go with Marcus Phoenix. He's like, why would you pick Marcus Phoenix? He's old. I'm like, well, maybe I like my men old.
Oh.
Just ask GKB. He's 10 years older than me.
That's right.
Go.
That's right.
There you go.
So
That's
yeah,
nice.
so I said I'd pick Marcus Phoenix because hell, he's got the arms. He can pick me up anywhere. So
She likes that meat on them arms.
Jesus.
Well, when I was going through that question earlier, I thought, I could easily pick Lara Croft, but you know what? I'm not too much in for the sloppy seconds by the time everyone else.
Dang.
Oh.
Dang. Everybody beat the crap out of her, bro.
Something different. I picked Ayane from Dead or Alive and the Ninja Gaiden series.
Oh, we know why you did that.
yeah, we read that.
Boob physics.
Yeah, I was gonna say that physics,
Yeah, she got curves in all the right places, baby.
Nice.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, it's my turn? Did
I
anybody else
didn't
go?
say Buck. Well,
That's Buck's a good one, too. Yeah, why didn't you pick
Oh,
Nathan
shit, you're gonna
Fillion?
get called out.
Nathan Fillion.
Nathan
It
Fillion.
was, honestly, when we were discussing it, it was just more of a joke thing. But oh
Yeah.
my god, if I could date Nathan Fillion, oh my god,
For real.
he is just like he's in all my favorite shows too. So
Yeah, he's Canadian.
oh, and
yeah,
he's
he is.
Canadian.
Yeah, he is
he is.
Canadian. Oh, nice.
There we
Yeah,
go.
he is Canadian. Let's see. Mine's going to be Mia from Resident Evil 7. Not before she went to the house, when she got to the house, because that bitch is crazy. She could take a
Oh.
beating, and she
Wow.
likes it, and she'll cut your freaking hand off. Yeah.
As long as that's the only thing she cuts off, you'll be okay.
Man, I thought my pick was edgy, but you really like to live on the edge.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I told him to pick friggin' Cortana because at least when you take her out on a date, she'll
She's
be
cheap.
the cheapest thing ever. You don't need nothing.
That was funny.
So.
Cortana's always in your head.
She's like super creeper stalker status because she would literally put you in cryostasis and just keep you forever.
Well, there you go. At least she would never die.
Whoa.
Yeah.
As
Creepy.
far as all-
So, is there anybody in the chat who would like to call in and give us your answer? We'd love to hear it.
Oh, me and Rand's going to go on a date.
Oh, big shout out to Rand. Thanks for joining us.
Ran out Indy.
He threw something out in the chat, and I was like, I'll go on a date with you, bro.
What do you put?
He's like, all the ladies would go out on a date at him or something like that. And I answered. I was like, I'll go, bro.
Only if you got that soft serve.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Gotta have that soft serve.
Hey, while we're waiting for a caller to come in with their video game persona of choice to take out on a date, I do have a very, very close second place.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, let's
And
hear
that would
it.
be Jill Valentine from the first Resident Evil
Oh,
game.
yeah. Jill Valentine. That's a good choice.
Yeah, no, I don't know what it is about that hairstyle, the bob haircut. Like my wife has that, so that was probably the first thing that like gravitated me towards her.
Oh, adorable.
So yeah, it's just
He's got to
when it
redeem
comes
himself
to-
now and like say, well, it's because she reminds me of my wife.
It's funny because I was talking about this subject with my wife before the podcast earlier, and she's like, "So, who would you date from a video game?" And I was like, "Oh, someone that looks like you, obviously."
Oh, dang.
All the cheat points.
Yeah,
Get
he
it.
did. He got all them brownie points.
Rand's got plenty of soft serve.
Well, I can tell you which chick in video games no guy should ever date, because that would be Princess Peach, because every fucking game she gets stolen away and Mario got to go chasing her. I mean, she must be putting out real good for him to go in any fucking hole.
That is true, man. She has always tried to get away to another dude, for sure. She's like, come
Do
take
you know
me
what I
away.
went through to take you to dinner? Come on.
That meme is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the second question?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I guess we'll jump to the second question. Seems we have
I
no
know my answer
call-ins.
for the next
So the next question.
What video game would you play with your significant other on Valentine's Day? I know mine is.
What's yours?
Mine is Overcooked. Because that shit was fun as hell when I was playing with SheWulf.
It was. That was really fun.
Yep. You gotta like both play a different character and get all these like food, like hamburgers and pizzas and all that
you're
stuff made
like
on a timer.
a time limit, so
Yeah.
you have to like
It
you
is
have to
fucking
be in
hilarious.
sync. You really do.
And you could talk shit so bad.
Yeah, it was funny.
Oh wow, really? I was like, yeah, they're having a moment, and then GKB ruins it.
But it's true though.
It's true.
Like whoever
She talks
like,
more shit than me.
he'd burn down the friggin' stove, and I would yell at him. I'm like, we don't have time for this. So yeah, it was funny, but
That's adorable.
Actually that's a really good game to pick, and it's couch co-op, so you
Yep.
have to play it.
Be on the couch,
Yeah, you have to play it together. So.
punching you and stuff.
Make
that hamburger right.
Another cool game for couples to check out is the indie game Lover. Because it's like one shoots and one steers or something. Like 2 people have to control the
Have you
spaceship.
tried it yet?
No,
Yeah, I
we
tried it.
haven't. Well, I guess he played it alone.
Oh.
I tried.
Shit.
I just downloaded that today, and I talked to my wife about it. I want to give that a shot with her and see what it's like.
You should. You should definitely try Overcooked, though. I think you 2 would really enjoy that.
Yeah, Overcooked's fun.
You know, the game that I would choose to play with her for like a Valentine's Day date gaming night, it kind of probably doesn't sound very lovey-dovey, but either Left 4 Dead or Left 4 Dead 2.
That's actually really cool.
You know, we both love zombies and The Walking Dead.
Nice.
And like Left 4 Dead, I remember playing that before I met my wife with some buddies, and it was really like that. You got that camaraderie spirit where you're getting each other's back and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that would be fun to play with her.
That'd be cool. That'd definitely be cool. And we got a call.
Yay!
Crap gamer.
No,
dancing.
actually,
I'm
it's
dancing.
not. It's not Crap Gamer. Thank you for calling into the console corner. What is your answer?
Also,
Hello.
what's your name?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, and what's your name?
Well, my name's Sean, but you guys probably know me from Halo 2 Red vs. Blue gamertag.
Oh, yeah, Red Room.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
What's up?
Hey, what's up?
You know, beat you guys in Halo real bad.
Wow.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he does.
Does he?
Hang up right now.
Is he usually on my team?
No. Hope not.
No, actually, I think I was on no one's team. All I know is I love assassinating crap as much as I could, because that's all I ever did.
okay.
And
Okay.
always just back behind me. I'm like, yo, what's up? But let's see here. I played. You guys ever played Schizoid on the original 360?
No, I haven't played that.
No.
It's a game where I think you're parasites, and you got a orange and a blue one. Well, the orange ones can only eat the orange parasite, other little creatures, and the blue one can only eat the blue ones. So you actually got to work together in some form to actually eat everything. And there's certain ones like, I don't know, like you got the blue one in the middle, and then like it blows up orange one. So like you got to use the orange one to make like a shield for the blue one to eat the blue one. It's actually a really cool co-op game. You got to play it co-op style. There's even a twin stick one.
Nice.
I think there's,
wow.
of course, a demo for the marketplace. So you should try that on the 360.
That's pretty
really
cool. That sounds like fun.
So then,
Yeah,
if you could date one character from the gaming world, who would you date?
You know you want that Mia from Resident Evil 7.
No one wants that Chelsea bitch.
From Star Fox.
Oh, what?
Wow, that's
That's awesome. That's a great answer.
I don't know what else to say. If I had to overall pick one, it would probably have to be.
That's
I'm trying to think here. So many damn games I played.
that's funny because GKB's like someone should just pick an animal.
Yeah, an animal character from that. That'd be hilarious.
I did Slippy the damn toad.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
That was a good choice.
If I have to pick one, it probably would have to be. Look at my games because I can't think of anything top of my head right now.
On the spot.
He's like, I only called
Yeah.
in for one question, not two.
Yeah, no, I was thinking of it, but I still couldn't think of one in the process. I guess I would have to go with. I would have to go with the new Zelda in Breath of the Wild.
Nice. Not
Oh,
bad.
okay.
She definitely is the best looking Zelda I think to date.
Oh,
I
I
agree.
actually got the amiibo pre-ordered and stuff, so
oh wow, nice.
I can't wait to play that
Nice.
game
That's really awesome.
so soon.
I don't know. I have the Wii U version pre-ordered. I also have the Switch version pre-ordered because I might get a Switch, but I don't know. It depends on if my pre-order goes
Oh.
through or not.
Getting that Switch.
There's my man right there in the freaking chat. Rob, he'd pick Alice from Madness Returns.
Oh, look at that, Rob. You
There
suck
we
up,
go.
bro. You
There we
suck
go.
up.
Hell,
Suck
that girl
up.
can freaking protect you and herself. Like, but remember,
Smart.
she's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
If you played the game, she's crazy.
she is crazy.
Spoilers. The game is old. We're good.
Yeah, exactly.
We appreciate the call, brother.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate the call and
Yeah.
loved your answers.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Thank you.
Have a good Valentine's Day, man.
I'll call again
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome.
sometime.
Okay.
Happy Valentine's.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks.
Got a few people in the chat picking with Jewel here, so
Yeah, we
Yeah,
talked
she-
about Jewel too.
nerdy and cute. That's not bad.
She can make stuff, make robots.
Mhm.
I like that.
And she's super nice.
Yeah. Did anybody else go on the second question? I don't even know where we left off.
Well, I can tell you this much. I don't know if anyone else picked it, but Mario Kart, you can never go wrong with playing.
That's a
another
good
with Mario
choice.
Kart.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
absolutely.
choice.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I didn't answer.
Shut up.
What the heck? What did she do?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Actually,
Okay, I'm
you
gonna
talking about
watch the
Mario
video.
Kart? You want to know what would be a good one? Mario World, where you can turn into the cats and stuff, and the two of you like run through
Mario
the
3D World, yeah.
Yeah. 3D
I like
World
that
was
too.
an awesome game.
All right, who didn't go?
I guess I'll go. If and when I would play probably a game that either they like or I like, and then co-op together. So if I choose, that would be Gears co-op.
No way.
No way, shocker.
I heard you didn't like that
Or-
game, but you're gonna pick Gears. It's crazy.
Yeah, SheWulf made me play it. I mean, it was okay, I guess.
What game?
Gears.
Oh.
I'm kidding. So yeah, Gears of War co-op. I love that. Or I don't know. I guess. Wow, my answers are lame.
It's not a test.
Does that mean
There's no wrong answer.
Does that mean
Sonic,
and
that'd be
Tails?
cool.
does
Tails
it-
would be cool.
Does that mean technically that Fox would be my significant other? Because we co-opt on Gears.
Oh my gosh.
Hell yeah,
Oh my
you
gosh.
were the chosen one.
She's my sissy. Who's crazier, Alice or Mia?
Ooh, man.
oh.
Mia's like psychotic crazy.
Yeah, but so
Where-
is Alice.
Yeah, but
because
Alice is
she
more like.
burnt down her house.
Yeah.
Well, Mia's just crazy because she's infected. You know, I think that means Alice is crazier than Mia.
Well, yeah, because she's mentally insane. Like,
Yeah, but like Mia will
Well,
chase after you with a chainsaw.
Okay, so technically, well, actually, okay, so officially, Alice is not actually.
Alice is like an
insane.
arsonist.
No, actually, that was a lie. She didn't burn down her house. If you played the game, then you would actually know the real story about what happened. But
Ooh, exposed. If you played that game, you would know what happened.
yeah. If you played the game, you would know that she's insane, but she's not like. I guess Mia would be more crazy because she like.
I just said that. But you told me I was wrong. But I was actually
No,
right.
I said it's. I don't know. It would be hard to determine because
Oh shit! Why so serious? Alice sucks.
you are no longer my friend.
Oh shit!
Expect
troll?
an unfollow.
Troll.
He's such a troll.
Wow, everybody's like Alice is like. Wow, you can all.
Alice is lame.
Yeah, like
Daz.
I guess
They're
Daz,
trolling
I
you
guess,
so hard
I
right
guess
now.
Daz never wants to come on the console corner again.
Any more answers
Oh,
before we move
shit.
on?
Yeah. Anyone else want to give a call in to give your answers? Yes or no? Before we close the calls and head to the news.
Let's go. Let's go to the news anyway.
All right, I guess we're going to the news.
Let's go.
They're gonna call in now.
Yeah, no, right?
Probably.
Hey. All right, SheWulf, let's go to the news.
All right, so starting off, we actually have a sad topic to the news, which
I don't wanna talk
is
about this.
just horrible, and GKV has already been freaking out about it. But after all, this is still the generation of delays, and that's what majority of us gamers keep hearing lately. And of course, this game is no different, except the delay for this game is kind of weird. South Park
Yeah, there's no date.
The
They're just like
Fractured Butthole has officially been delayed. It was supposed to release in March. I think it was supposed to be March.
actually supposed to be in
27th.
December. Then they
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was supposed to be December,
Delayed
then
it.
it was March, and then now apparently it's being delayed from April 2017 to fall 2018. So we have like
Not
officially
happy.
no date.
not freaking happy.
Sorry, come again, like fall of 2018.
Yeah, it's their fiscal year, so it's. I don't think it's fall. I think it's March 2018, not fall, because it's their
Yeah, I
fiscal
think
year.
they give themselves like a full 12-month window. It's like it's
Yeah.
going to come out sometime in the next 12
So,
months.
from April
Kenny-
to
Kenny
March
got
of.
a
Yeah.
game or something.
Sorry, I wrote fall, but
So it's in their
either
next fiscal
way,
year.
it's still ridiculous. Like, you're still giving a whole year. So this game could possibly just release, like, say, April 1st, when we're all expecting it to release at the end of March. Or we're never going to see it, and it's going to come out, like, next year. Possibly, if it doesn't get delayed again. Like,
I'm hoping it's more holiday than next
Scorpio,
year.
yeah.
honestly,
Yeah,
if they
right,
were
Scorpio.
smart, they would just release it
Yeah.
in the summertime when there is no games. But what's kind of funny is on Amazon, the collector's edition is still saying it's being shipped at the end of March.
Yeah, they probably haven't changed it yet.
Well, usually Amazon's pretty fast on that stuff, though. That's the weird part.
You can still pre-order and everything, though. I don't know. I'm fucking bummed out. I don't know about anybody else, but I've been expecting this game since December, and then it got pushed to March, and I was like, all right, fine. They're going to be working on it. They're going to make it better. Now, though, I'm kind of in this, like, I don't know. Is there really serious issues with this game, and that's why they keep pushing it back? Like something's not working, or they can't get it to work right?
I don't think that there's serious issues because they already have the formula down packed from the Stick of Truth. And that game had lots of issues. That game suffered many, many delays. They weren't even sure if the game was going to come out. And it turned out to be really, really good. So I'm very sad that this game's getting delayed because I love South Park. But being that the Stick of Truth was delayed so much and it turned out to be so awesome, I'm okay with them taking their time with this game. And, who knows, maybe they're delaying it so that they can add in some extra content regarding the recent state of politics, which South Park really likes to play on. There's been a lot of shit going down, not just here in the States, but like, in other countries as well. So I could see them taking some of that and trying to put that into the game in a way that seems organic rather than they just tacked it on as like a little side mission or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. I can agree with that. I can see them adding more things because they don't want you to literally have the same game with different storyline. So they're going to add like new features in the way that you play it. And then, yeah, I do think that they're going to add more jokes and more relevant stuff.
Right.
I mean, honestly,
I can agree with that.
The fractured butthole.
Well, and it's almost a miracle that they're even making a sequel to the Stick of Truth, because I remember after the Stick of Truth came out, there was an interview with Matt Stone and Trey Parker, who were the creators of South Park, and they said that they had such a hard time making this game that they would never make another video game again. True. So while
they had such a hard time because they'd never done it before, so it's like it's all new,
Well, there were some South Park games that came out during the N64 and PS1 era that were not that great. The Stick of Truth was really them having creative influence over the game. And, I think that they saw things that were going on that needed to be in the game. So I think they're taking their time to get that put in there. That's what I'm hoping. If it's plagued with issues, that doesn't bode well.
But let's be honest,
those are my own thoughts.
They could have actually done that as DLC.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good point. They could have done as a DLC.
I don't know. They're I mean, I get it.
But they're trying to live up to the last one, and everybody loves the last one, and they talk about it so highly.
That's my point, though, is like...
There's doing it, and then there's overdoing it.
Well, it's never going to live up to that hype. Like, people, like, do this with video games all the time. They hype it up, and then it releases. Even though it's a fantastic game, it never lives up to people's expectations and their hype level, so... I don't know. The longer they push it off, and say it is for like the next year or so, and it comes out. What if it doesn't live up to expectations, and then everybody like downs it and this, that, and the other? Even though it's a good game, because we've seen that too.
Well, yeah.
Well, the one bonus is they'll sell a lot more of the backwards compatible copy while we're waiting. So that's
yeah, I mean that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, that was one of the first back compat games, wasn't it? That was like from the initial launch of 100 games.
Yeah, I think that was one of the early ones.
Yeah, because you went back and beat it. Which, I don't know, there's so much about this delay that, the first delay was because they were trying to correct a story that they had put into it, and now we're seeing a whole year delay, and it's like...
Well, we don't know if it's a full delay. They just said, this is the time zone.
The gist of a year delay. Like, regardless, it's still a delay. It still probably wasn't needed unless there is something broken about the game. I just wish they would actually come out and explain why they're delaying it again. There's I haven't seen any official comments to why it's actually being delayed again. And I would like
this was on an earnings call. There hasn't been like anything, solid from the team or anything like that being like, hey, sorry, or whatever. And I guess that's a good point, because that kind of worries me too, because if it was just like, we're just adding some more stuff for you guys to, give gamers better value for the game and all this kind of stuff, like that's totally understandable. But for them just not to say anything worries me. But I do agree, like, the first one was plagued with a lot of delays and issues and stuff, and it still turned out to be a really good game. I guess I'm just bummed out and all poopy about it, so... Meh.
I don't know. There's just... We all hate delays. I guess it's just kind of another one of those. We have to get over it. It is what it is, and that's it. So.
John, did you all sneak a podcast in? Nope. We totally didn't sneak one in. It's always on Tuesdays. Always.
Always, yeah. Anyways, all right, so let's jump into some other news instead of just things being so down. The Switch is less than a month away, and there are some important details that still need to be revealed, such as the Virtual Console service, will it work, and what games are actually going to be available for this console. Well, now there's rumors floating around about E3 could show new Metroid, and the new Assassin's Creed game.
Super happy.
Does this mean that it's going to have an actual like we know about the stupid chat, like you can put on a phone or I don't know an app thing, which I hope they fix that because that is just fucking ridiculous. Like Nintendo, get that the hell out of your head because an app for party chat is stupid. But whatever.
I think they're doing that because they don't have the infrastructure to do like what Sony and Xbox is doing.
How
right
can
now,
they not? Like
they haven't been doing it. Like they've literally have not been doing it.
I don't know.
And these other two juggernauts have been doing it for quite some time now.
Well, I feel like the whole time the Wii U was failing, they could have looked that shit up. I don't know.
I mean, I agree.
Exactly.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
This day and age, it should not be that hard to find a freaking programmer that can do it.
Well, to be fair, the app is more than what they had before.
Right.
Well, as long as it works.
But true.
I have a feeling that it's more about battery life for the Switch, and that's why it's not native on the console itself.
Yeah. It's already pretty
if
low
if you're mobile with it, I mean, to do chat, you would have to be connected to Wi-Fi, so then you're really not that mobile, or you'd have to have some sort of cellular chipset built into it, kind of like what the first generation PS Vita had. Yeah, and I mean that increased the price of the Vita by what, like $50 or $100 if you wanted to get the one that had the mobile integration. Mm-hmm. So, and that also that's going to drain your battery life a lot.
Yep.
Plus, you're going to have to pay a subscription fee to some sort of mobile provider.
But you do have to pay a subscription fee, though.
Yeah. Well, but not
to
on
a
top
provider.
Of like a cell phone.
Well, no, but you have to pay a subscription to
not at first,
Nintendo.
Though,
no, wow, for how long? What, maybe a month?
Right, but with
then we don't even know how much.
If you got the Vita that had the mobile chipset built into it, you were paying for PS Plus as well as paying for like a data plan from AT&T
on top of your phone and everything else that you already have.
Yeah, right. But we still don't know if they're gonna charge. Are they gonna charge us for this app? Like, there's still some things that I'm kind of curious.
I agree. Like, I don't think that's great. But I do think a Metroid game coming is fantastic. Everybody wants a Metroid game, and if this turns out to be true,
I don't want the Metroid. I want the Assassin's Creed game.
I remember.
But are you going to play Assassin's Creed on the Switch? Are you going to play it on the Xbox? Are you going to play it on the PS4?
I just said I'm excited for Assassin's Creed. Didn't say which console I'm excited for it on.
What are you going to say, Noof?
I have a feeling that Nintendo also crunched a lot of numbers with the Wii U and found that a lot of people weren't using the online services very much with that console. And
what online service?
Yeah, I mean,
well, there wasn't a whole lot of games that did online, but the few that they had, I mean, I'm sure they weren't overly popular outside of Mario Kart, which seemed like it had a pretty vibrant community.
Splatoon was a big one, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe Nintendo's just thinking it costs more money than they're willing to invest in an infrastructure that may not be very well proven on their console. Like, I think they realize that most of the people going to buy the Switch are going to play it for the portability, and they're probably going to just, tinker with the online as opposed to being a full-fledged thing. And the other side of the coin, it might be due to, like, parental issues because they're still looked at as, like, the kid family console no matter how you try to swing it. And maybe by having this system, it kind of lets parents have more control over what their kids are doing, especially now that they can actually take the bloody console out and go anywhere with it. So that kind of becomes a restrictive barrier, if you know what I'm saying.
No, absolutely.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
And Nintendo, like, I give Nintendo credit in this fact. Like, they know their demographic, like, to a T. And they always do well with that as far as, like, their main player base and stuff. So I'm sure they have a bunch of analytics as far, like, from the 3DS and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So I think they'll be fine.
Somebody says you'll have to pay for the app, but not the online service. I No,
I thought-
I believe that's
I
wrong.
thought there was a yearly fee
because-
for the online
yes,
service.
Because
It's just
they
at first they're not going to be paying.
They said that at their game show that they just had.
I think it's like 6 months to a year that you can just try it out, and then.
No, I don't think it's that long. I think it's
I think
shorter
it's
than
definitely
that.
like
I
6
don't
months.
think they actually confirmed. No, they just said that there hasn't been a confirmed, but you will have to pay for.
This is Valentine's Day. I'm trying to be nice.
Go back and watch it.
Well, now, as far as the games that are in this rumor with Metroid and Assassin's Creed, I remember seeing Assassin's Creed all over the rumors for like games that were going to be shown at the Switch reveal, and that turned out to not be true.
Mhm.
So I would love to see another Metroid announced. That would probably convince me to get a Switch. Right now, I'm still on the fence about it. But because they have Metroid and Assassin's Creed in here, I don't think Ubisoft is going to use the Switch platform to show off their newest entry into the Assassin's Creed franchise. And
I think that's why it was a rumor at the reveal, because I don't see Ubisoft like showing off Assassin's Creed before E3.
no, unless it's going to be a specific Assassin's Creed developed for the Switch, which is not going to be the next main entry that we're going to see on PS4 and Xbox
Well,
One.
no, they could.
Maybe.
I don't mean to cut you off, but they could do another one of their Chronicles.
Yeah, that's
it
what I'm
could be
thinking.
like
Maybe
a port
it's
over of
spin-off.
Chronicles. Yeah, it
Yeah.
could be a port over. I hope it's not. I hope it's the main game, but I mean, it's going to be downgraded. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's a big deal either. Like, I'm not a big like graphics person, well, resolution person, and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think it's a big deal. I'd like to see them have the main game, but E3 is just right around the corner. We're going to find out.
Yeah.
Though.
Well, and I mean, they could get the main game if the Switch can play games like Dark Souls 3. If that engine's running on it, then I'm sure whatever the next Assassin's Creed game will run on the Switch, but it's not going to run the same as it does on, a home console that doesn't have the mobile ability that the Switch has.
All right. What did you guys think of? Because there was also a leak of the specs for the Switch 2, and it looks like the CPU is going to be 2 gigahertz. It's the ARM Cortex 4 core. One core is going to be dedicated to the OS, and the other 3 are for the games. I also heard 4 gigabytes of RAM. This is all like leak stuff, so this take it with a grain of salt. It might be different. But I also heard the GPU is 2nd gen Maxwell with 256 CUDA cores. Looks like it could be in the 900M. Like if anybody's familiar with graphic cards from
Like mobile graphics.
Mobile graphics, yeah. It's not going to be like a 980M, probably more like a 940, maybe a little bit lower, but they have decent performance for laptops. You ain't going to be maxing out going ultra or anything like that, but I don't know. I think it's pretty cool.
It's pretty much just a tablet.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that those specs line up with what we're seeing in other mobile devices, like the Samsung Galaxy S7 has 4 gigabytes of RAM. When it comes to mobile, though, it's a lot different because of how it utilizes power. Like, even though you're getting 4 gigabytes and a 2 gigahertz processor, that's not the equivalent of having like a 2 gigahertz processor in a console. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. What do you guys think about Zelda? Just happened to say they're going to have some season passes. That's new for Nintendo.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're giving more to their games. Like, by giving it a season pass, that means you're guaranteed that something more is coming from their games. Where most of their games have been, you buy it, that's what you have. Like, you know exactly what you're getting. That's it. That's all. Once it's done, the game's been beat. So for them, what?
Oh, I sorry. I just go ahead. Finish your thought. I don't want to cut you off.
But the gist of. See, now I've completely freaking brain
throwing you off.
God, yeah.
Damn, fucked it up.
Sorry, I chuckled at the wrong time.
I don't know. Anyways, someone else can talk now.
Well,
my
thought.
Milk that 1-2 Switch game for everything it was worth.
Milk some cows.
My concern about seeing a season pass for any game on the Nintendo Switch is the onboard memory of 32 gigabytes. If you're going to have a season pass, that indicates there's going to be some sort of DLC coming out in the future. Hopefully that DLC isn't too big. We know the base game for Zelda is around like 16 gigabytes. So if you're buying that on the cartridge, then you should be fine. But I mean, it's pretty much if you're buying that virtually, like in a digital format, and it's going to be another 16 gigabytes of DLC, then they're forcing your hand into buying that expandable memory. So my big question with the season pass is it going to be digitally distributed, or are they going to mail you like another cartridge to put in your Switch?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I go back and forth with this too, because like it's going to be 720p on the Switch. We don't know how people are building their games, so lower textures. You're not going to see like 4K textures and all that stuff. So I don't really know how much like space this stuff's really going to take. I definitely think 32 gigabytes is small. For sure, and that's why they have the expanded stuff, but you have to pay for that. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, there's still more questions about that. Okay. Anybody else want to talk about Switch, or we want to move on? I want to talk about this next one.
Topic.
Everyone else seems to be pretty quiet tonight. All right, so
they don't want to talk about the Switch.
Apparently, all right, that's fine. We will get into a pretty good topic that a lot of streamers are, I'm sure, pretty happy about, and that, of course, is the great news of tonight. Is Beam finally has come to Xbox. However, there is a catch. It is for the alpha program.
Insider program.
Well, actually, it's the alpha. Like, this one's the alpha. But it's the insider program, but it's the alpha. And so we finally get Beam, where you can actually beam stream from your Xbox to Beam. And that's awesome for streamers. Anyone who's actually got to try it, there's actually a lot of pretty cool features.
Yep.
I haven't got it because I screwed up my Xbox and it factory reset it on me, so now I have to completely restart the approval process to get into the program. But yeah.
Is anybody else on the insider program on the panel? Or is it just me, like right now?
Not me.
I got out of it back in October last year when I got the Gears console. I just didn't renew it. I kind of wish I had it, though, for Beam, obviously. Not for the other bugs.
What's up, Noof?
I'm on the insider program, but I haven't had a chance to get over because I've got it on my older Xbox One and not on my S, so I haven't had a chance to kind of
switch
go
over
over and switch over and take a download for it yet. But I'm definitely interested. I've heard nothing but good things about it so far, especially with the latency. It's awesome.
Right.
Well, when it works, right? I mean, it's still beta. So
yeah,
if the app actually works, then that's awesome. And then on top of that, sometimes it's delayed and sometimes it isn't.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
Yeah.
I've heard of a lot of people that have this new alpha Beam Stream integrated installed on their Xbox that they've been having trouble where once the update actually hits, you have to kind of hard reset the system, and then once you turn it back on, you have to give it some time before everything initializes where you can actually stream.
Yeah.
GKB, do you have it installed on your system?
Yeah, I do. I ran into that issue. I had to restart. I didn't have to hard reset it or anything like that. I did have to restart a couple of times for the app to actually work and start streaming. It was really wonky at first. I've said this in the video. I was like, it's definitely buggy right now. But that's part of the insider program. That's what we're there for, to test it out and give feedback to make it better.
Right. No, I heard the chat overlay works really
fantastic. Well. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. You could do that on the PC too with other ways like Steam Jar and all that kind of stuff. But just being implemented or integrated into the Beam app on Xbox is really nice. You get to do the webcam too if you have a Kinect. I tried my C920 and other webcams. I was just like, I wonder if Microsoft's being a little sneaky here. Maybe you can plug in another one, but no, it didn't work. So I'm waiting for the adapter for my Xbox One S so I can try that out to do the webcam and stuff. I liked overall the functionality. You have to link your accounts because I already had a Beam page, so you had to link your Microsoft account for it to use that, which that's kind of a bummer. I wish you could just put your Steam key or Stream key in or something like that, so I didn't have to tie everything together. But that's Microsoft. That's what they do. I won't complain too much.
I figured that out pretty quick, though.
Yeah, you did. You jumped right on there and got that fixed and working. What else did I like? We talked about the delay and stuff. It's I don't know. I've heard back and forth where people were like, it's super low latency, but I didn't see that in any of the streams I did on Beam. There was definitely a delay that I'm not used to from doing OBS and stuff on the PC. I don't think they're using the FTL part of it right yet. I think they're still using the RMTP or whatever the other one is, the standard one, because there's definitely a delay. And Fox even tested that out in the chat for me too. I was like, is there a delay? And Fox is like, yeah, there's definitely a delay.
I figured it was, and then I asked you, are you reading this as soon as you get it? And then I waited forever, and you were like, yes. And I was like, oh my god, no, this is not good. But with Tim, it wasn't that bad though. Like, I don't know. I think it differs with different accounts, because then he did the same thing and it was fast. So I was like, I
think different people are having different experiences, because they were talking about it last night on TXR.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I think Clowns was saying it was pretty much instantaneous. He was talking to whoever he was playing with in party chat, and he heard it coming out on the Beam stream like right away.
Oh yeah, it was Maka and Rand. Actually.
Yeah, Maka and Rand.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, got the names confused.
I was gonna say, when was Clowns on TXR?
They did mention him last night on the show, so that's probably
what it was. I'm sick. Give me a break.
Leave him alone.
Leave me alone.
He's trying to live. No, but yeah, they said it was like at the same time as they were talking in the party, they would hear him, or like a second earlier on the stream before the party. I was like, what? That's crazy.
I think overall, because we've been wanting this app for a while, especially people that are like really into Beam and streaming and stuff, and we've always like, oh, when's the app coming? When's the app coming? I think it met my expectations as far as like features and everything, just taking away the bugs and obvious things that are part of the Insider program. It's not perfect.
Right.
I think it met my expectations. I thought it was pretty fantastic, and when the final version comes out, I think everybody's going to be really happy with it. And I was hoping, when Microsoft acquired Beam, it wasn't just for the low latency tech and stuff to use for Xbox Live. I was really one of the ones that was I really hope they push it as a competitor towards Twitch. Twitch is this big monster. It's not going to take over Twitch or anything like that, but I think Twitch does definitely need some competition.
You know how they can completely beat any of the other stream? Introduce overlays. Allow gamers to put overlays into the app.
I've been wanting that forever.
To that, what?
Oh, you mean on the Xbox?
Yeah, the Xbox.
What if they do that as a separate app? Because you know how they have Xbox theme?
Yeah.
And then you could have a theme on your console?
If they could do that as an overlay too, that would be...
They could, but the reason I said Beam would probably be able to introduce this so much better than any of the other ones so far is because of the way that they did the chat thing that they showed with you. Or at least when you were streaming it, where you were able to see the chat come up wherever you wanted to place it. Now, if they do that and integrate into an overlay that you can either put on through USB or by, another app like what Fox was saying, then allowing an overlay, it would change things. That's the main reason people use OBS.
If you look at the PC app and all that kind of stuff where you can upload stuff into Xbox and Xbox Live and stuff, they have all the implementations to do it. Mm-hmm. I think they're just hopefully. I mean, I don't know anything. I don't talk to Mikey Barr and all those. Yeah, and but I think they definitely could do it, and I think you're right. I don't think that's going to be ground shaking it's going to take over Twitch because they have overlays on Xbox. But I think they need a lot of big streamers and esports and stuff to really put a dent into Twitch and all that kind of stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised once the Beam update goes live for everybody and it's not in preview anymore, that we start seeing maybe some more third-party apps from UWP showing up on Xbox One that might give you that functionality that may not be native in the system itself right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I hope so. I hope some smart developer out there is doing that right now, because that would be super cool.
Yeah, because then people don't have to use OBS to
Yeah, and then it'd be all integrated into your Xbox, and you literally just have to hit start stream, and
you're ready to go.
You don't have to have a powerful PC to stream and all that kind of stuff. So.
Does anybody
forward to it?
Does anybody know, is Microsoft planning on making Beam a native feature to Windows 10? Because if they are, then I think we'll definitely see a lot more third-party stuff coming up in UWP apps.
Yeah, it's already a Windows 10 feature. They're already saying that. It's coming out with the creators update and all that. So
awesome.
Yep.
I'm part of the Insider on Windows 10, so I already have that too on there. But yeah, I'm excited for it. Beam is awesome. The other good thing about Beam too is if you're new to streaming or you want to get into streaming, and Twitch is just this daunting monster, Beam is still on the ground floor, so you can get in there, get your fan base, and go along with the growth and everything when all that happens, and you're going to be prime real estate when they start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I would definitely jump on board if you're gonna if you were thinking about streaming. Definitely go Beam.
And hey, as soon as you log in with your Xbox, it actually makes an account for you.
Yep, sure does.
I mean, yay, but I don't like that. I mean, yay for those people that don't have one.
Yeah,
But for
I mean,
me,
it ties to your
like,
gamer tag though.
Yeah, you
Does
can. Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Does it
usually.
let you link that account to an existing account that you might already have?
You
Yeah.
can, yes.
Yeah, I had to do that. I had to use link it with my Microsoft account, so that way I use my actual Beam page that I've established for a while.
I
Shameless
wish you
plug,
would've
but
told me
there's
that.
a video on Beam
Oh, yeah.
on the Gamers Knows Best channel showing you how to actually walk through and
How
do
it
all
does it.
that.
How it
Yes,
works.
it was a great video. I loved it. But
I got
I
a
think
question
that
for you guys because you guys are much more experienced with streaming podcasts and stuff like that, and video game footage. So what's the ideal I guess speed for your internet that you should be using for this stuff? Because I'm curious.
Yeah, that's. There's a feature inside of it, so you can do standard streaming or you can do high. So I'm thinking high is probably, it doesn't tell you what it is, but I'm thinking it's like the 1080p, or maybe not at 1080p. I don't know exactly what the resolution is, but I think one's a very low, probably like 720p, and the other one's probably like 1080p. And if you don't have a high upload speed, you'd have to test it, but I would say definitely go with standard, as it's going to do a lower resolution, so it probably won't tax your...
I mean, I'm not interested in streaming, especially if it's multiplayer games. I'm going to get my ass kicked because all of a sudden I'm getting far more lag than the competitors because I'm streaming at the same time.
I didn't notice any.
No.
I didn't notice any lag when I was playing it. That's interesting
I
to
don't
test.
think that when you're playing it affects your system itself. It just affects the connection between your system to Beam. So
Well, it's your internet connection, so I mean, it could. I didn't notice it, but we have pretty good up, so I don't. Yeah, that's something you have to test. I don't have the answer for that
I
one.
wouldn't think. I don't. Okay, well, personally,
test
I
that,
wouldn't
actually.
think it would, but
But Beam is awesome. Yeah.
I know it's beta and everything, but like as soon as you start like setting up everything, I wish that the settings were one right there, so you don't have to go to a separate section to
Yeah,
set
the
it up.
advanced settings. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that, but it's a beta, so they could fix that later on. And another thing, when they create your own account, they should tell you, this is a new account, by the way, da-da-da-da-da.
I agree.
Because I couldn't find you, and I had to go look for you on Beam through something else. And the same thing with Tim. And I was like, wait, I don't see you online. And then he's like, oh, I think they changed my name. So I put his gamertag name in, and then it worked. So I didn't like that. But those are small things that they could fix, you know?
Yep, I agree.
So other than that, it looked great. And I like everything that you said, that you could like switch the chat around to where you could see it better, and it's not like bothering your gameplay and whatever you're seeing. So I like so far what I've seen.
I definitely agree. There should be like, as soon as you go to like sign into the Beam app, there should be a notification that comes up and says, if you already have an account, please link your account now before following through, or moving on to the next step or whatever. Because, that definitely is a problem, not warning the gamers that, hey, this will be creating, a new account with your gamertag, which I'm still curious, if your gamertag is already taken, how does it go about creating a new one for you?
See, that's what I'm interested in, because my Beam account is the same username as my Xbox gamertag.
See, that should automatically... See, I don't know if it would automatically link you to that one.
No.
Or if you have to go in and link it yourself. See, because mine's the same way. My gamertag is the exact same name on the...
What you could do is
Beam.
just log into mine and then...
Oh, yeah, I guess I'll have to test it. I'll have to unlink it, though. I already linked mine because that's how I found out how you do it. But...
Well, and they could probably iron this all out before the full release launches for those of us not in preview.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree with Iceman. Like, it's definitely a conversation. Yeah. It's definitely a conversation if you're a big Twitch guy, if you wanted to go to Beam and start all over. Hopefully all your followers would follow you over there to Beam. It's really good. I like the interaction, the low latency, and all that kind of stuff. But definitely understand that struggle.
And what I like is that my work has not blocked Beam yet, but Twitch is blocked, so I can still watch some live streams at work on Beam.
Nice.
They haven't wised up to that yet.
Nice.
Well, actually, for that question that you were just talking about, I'm actually going to use Frodo for this one, because he was actually streaming to Twitch and Beam at the same time, and he was telling all of his followers on Twitch, if you want to interact with me quicker, go over to my Beam channel and watch me there. So he was, he is pretty much slowly immigrating himself over there, and I think that's the perfect way to do it if you're a Twitch streamer and want to become a Beam streamer.
Cool. All right, guys, let's go ahead and go on to in discussion since it's past the time. All right, everybody, it is time for the in discussion. We're going to be talking about Spheroids. This is a pretty cool game, actually. It's super cheap. I think it's like $8, $7 or $8. You play as Lucas, a Canadian boy. We've got a Canadian theme going on today. This is pretty crazy. He's helped by his scientist friend Otto. And basically what it is, it's like alternate universes, and there's these aliens, and they're round. They want to make everything round, but you're square, so you want to keep everything square. The story is really lackluster. It's boy saves world, kills aliens, and that's about it. Really not a whole lot to it. But it's a super cool 2D platformer. It's got the pixel art, and the spheroid aliens are really well detailed as far as they could be in this kind of a game, I like the worlds. I like the backdrops. My issue with it, though, is it tends to get a little bit tiring to look at towards the end of the game because it's just really the same thing over and over and over again. Yep. It does go back to like your Mario days and some other platformers that you might be interested into. You can jump, run. It has a gravity ability where you can walk on the walls. You can shoot hooks up or down, make like kind of walls to kill all these spheroids. And that's about it. You can upgrade. The music, though, the music's fantastic. I have to say, it's some of the best music I've heard in video games, and I actually enjoyed it.
Really?
I really did dig the music, get me going that whole time. But I think it's cool. I thought overall, like, what did you think about it? Because I know you got a face on your.
Well,
so
the thing about it is, I hated the weapon, the freaking bolt thing that shot up. I wanted every time those things would come at me, I would want to shoot straight, but you can't. You can either shoot up or down, and I hated that. I really hated that. That was the most annoying thing in the world, especially the fact that they put blocks all over the damn place. So, oh my god, there are so many annoying things. And then they jump like so low to the ground sometimes, so you can't even like.
Yeah, those are fast blue ones. They stay low.
Yeah, like you can't even like.
Did you get to the gravity part where you can go upside down?
No.
Okay.
Thank God.
Because I had an issue with that as far as like gameplay wise. Like, I'd be on the ceiling and I'm running around. I'm using the hook. It's shooting down to the ground. But then it seemed like if I held the button too long, I would detach from the ceiling and, lose life or die. And it was kind of annoying and frustrating because I would get to points where you could only do that to beat this part, and I would constantly fall, get killed, and have to rinse and repeat until I killed everything. So I wanted to know if you.
No, I didn't got there yet, but now I'm kind of glad I didn't because that would have frustrated.
You'd be frustrated.
Well, yeah, and especially the fact like there's one thing that's really weird about this game. When you die, you turn into like this little block thing that just sits there.
Just a dead body.
It literally doesn't do anything though. Your body just like I died like I don't know how many times in this one
you
spot.
You just littered the whole ground.
And I had them everywhere. I was like, do I get anything if I run into the? No, it was the ugliest thing ever. I'm like, seriously, do you not know how to use a garbage can? Throw the things out. Like,
yeah.
It was so stupid.
I think for the price, I think it's worth it. Be prepared. It's kind of difficult for, if you're not into platformers, and, like I said, some of those areas are kind of weird.
Very challenging.
Yeah, it's very challenging.
It's interesting. It's not like it's
easy 1,000 gamer score, though. You can literally probably get them all in one run.
Really?
Yeah, if you took your time.
I don't know if it's because of the little hat that Lucas wears, but when I see screenshots of it, it looks like it reminds me of the Ice Climbers.
Yep.
So, I'm sitting here looking at screenshots and it's like, oh, it looks like Ice Climbers. Okay.
Yep. But I think it's pretty cool.
It looks cute, like the art style and stuff.
I
like the way it looks, the gameplay.
Agree. Yeah, it's fun.
I don't know.
I thought the gameplay is where.
My legs are falling asleep. Go away. Doggy's in the way.
But yeah.
My butt fell asleep. I'm sorry, everybody.
Oh, thanks for the information.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, let's just throw that out there.
I'm like jumping around.
So yeah, back to the discussion. Spheroids is cool.
It looks cute. I like the colors.
Yeah, if you're looking for like a easy 1,000 gamer score, take you like 3-4 hours maybe. Knock them all out. Worth it. Worth it.
The bosses don't change, just so you know. Oh wait, well they change color.
There's no real bosses.
Well, enemies. The enemies do not change. They change colors.
Well,
Technically,
they're all
there's
spheres,
bosses
right?
because there's like huge ones that like you like. So technically, I guess they're like you get rounds where you get like a whole bunch of them at once.
No.
Yes, you do. I had to play it. I do know.
Salt. But that was in discussion, everybody.
If you want to know more about this game, there is actually tomorrow's release video is the indie discussion. So find out more from GKB about this game.
It's cool. Play it. Yeah.
Hemorrhoids.
Wow.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Like, I'm like, does this say hemorrhoids or no?
Might as well be.
That game will give you hemorrhoids.
Right?
Pretty much.
What news are we going to now, SheWulf?
I said we're not talking about the news.
So you don't want to talk about the news anymore?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Back to you. Do you really want to talk about Destiny 2? Because I don't want to talk about GTA. Nobody cares about GTA.
No, we can move on. You want to move on?
I don't care about
No one cares
GTA.
about GTA.
Let's talk about some
Like,
E3.
the top seller? No, I'm kidding.
I
Got like
know.
a fucking 5-year-old game putting new ones to shame.
I
My
know.
whole thing with the GTA is they say it's a
I guess we're talking GTA,
7,000% increase in sales.
Okay, so I might as well just
Yeah.
read this then. So, we are seeing a lot of games coming to backwards compatibility, and one that we all know of course, is GTA 4 has come, and the game actually has 7,000% increased sales.
That's awesome.
You know, it's awesome, but I hate when they use percentages because that
Yeah.
doesn't really mean a whole lot.
Is that like 50
If-
sales?
Right. If GTA 4, like, let's say, for example, if we're doing a 7,000% increase, let's say it sold 5 copies last week. That means this week it sold 35,000 copies, which, I mean, that's great for a game this old, but it's not really putting a dent into, like, game charts or anything like that. So, you know, all these people are saying, like, 7,000% increase, Xbox players, all they can do is play old Xbox 360 games and buy those. It's like, really, it's not that huge of an increase, when you consider what new releases do.
Right.
I mean, it is interesting when you see it on the #1 charts on Amazon for that day, for the whole day. It's interesting when you see that. And obviously, we all know GTA 5 does sell every month. It's always on the top 10 or top 5 or something, so.
Yeah, that game sells amazing. I think... Yeah, I don't really like the percentages either because, it could be whatever compared to a new AAA game or something like that. But I think it's cool that, it's kind of like a nice effect of back and pat where developers, if people buy a brand new, are getting more revenue for a game that they put out a long time ago. I thought that was pretty cool. And to other developers that may be on the fence of doing back compat or saying yes for Microsoft to do it, that might lead them to go ahead and get their game going. So there's positives to it for sure.
Yeah, I just wish instead of percentages they would give us
Like
numbers.
hard numbers,
because,
yeah.
Right, that has more meaning to me than a percentage increase.
No, I totally agree.
Also, like this, it's backwards compat is always good for developers and stuff, anyways, because there's always new generations of gamers coming out. So backwards compat games are new to them. We all played them, yes, but people younger than us, they all haven't played these games.
Or just started using games.
Yeah, and they're just starting them. So the fact that they get to play some of the games that we thought were absolutely amazing back in the day, it's awesome for them to think that, oh my god, this is a new game, even though really it's not a new game.
Yeah, especially for
I agree
Rockstar.
100% because that's the thing with backwards compatibility. The underlying good point about that is that it allows, especially newer gamers, just picking up an Xbox One to build a quick and easy collection of games, easily without having to break the bank and spending $80 on a new one, especially in Canada because most of the new games are $80. So some kid walks in with $40, probably pick up 3 or 4 decent last gen games and experience them for the first time. So it's a win-win all around. Backwards compatibility was just a great move on Microsoft's part, and Sony's eating crow over there, man. They're charging to play their games. It's bullshit, but it is what it is.
And to be honest, it's also good for developers for the fact that that's a little more extra money in their pockets to create more games to come out for gamers.
If they bought a new, yeah.
Yeah, especially if the majority of sales came from like digital sales, because then all that money goes to the developers.
Yep, exactly.
Which, let's be honest, I'm pretty sure most people buy back compat games.
Yeah.
Digital, anyways, because it's right there.
Back compat is like a really good feature, and I don't think people give it enough credit for what it can do for the industry.
Yeah.
But cool. Let's go talk about some E3 stuff. So E3 wants to open their doors to all us gaming peasants and let us in. What do you guys think about it?
Well, okay. So when it comes to E3, it is a good thing to allow the public in. However, I wish they would have given some form of option, like say you have to pay a little more and you can actually attend the conferences. But you don't. You actually only get the floor, which is still cool for the fact that, it's never been opened for people before anyways. So here's a question for you, since you're talking about conferences. Now, we streamed last year's conferences. Mm-hmm. I got to say, not all of them were fantastic. Would you want to go to all of the conferences? But just because they had one bad year doesn't mean the next year. Like, what if, say, you said that and the year that they were bad, you're like, okay, I don't ever want to go to the conference. And then the following year you watch it and it was amazing. Like, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, that's hit or miss. Like, you never know what they're going to show.
So that's my point. Like, I'd rather be able to pay and go to all the conferences. And
I think for if it was like your first time ever doing everything would probably be the best thing to do. Get it everything done, so you don't have any regrets from going or whatever. But I don't know.
Just to be able to go to the conferences and to go on the floor would just be amazing. But now, in particular, though, they let the sales go on the 13th, and it was 150. But then you found out
it's the
first 1,000 that actually got 150. The rest had to pay $250. Mm-hmm. And that's awesome. It really is, but it's just, there's so many other things you have to take into account. You still have to get the hotel and everything else.
I don't know. I think it's kind of shady. Only 1,000 people can get that 150.
That's the other thing. Why? Why are you limiting only 1,000 people to get a sale price when you know damn well that was probably gone within 5 to 10 minutes?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what the sales were already.
Yeah, I don't.
Is it all sold out? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's sold out. But
it could be they didn't know how many people would buy tickets if they opened it up to the public like this. So
they had to know. Please, you know how many people talk about E3 and how much of the public?
Well, that's us hardcores,
the general masses. I'm sure there's tons of people who show up at E3 and they're like, oh, is it open? I'm sure they have tons of people that just show up at the doors expecting to go and thinking that it is free.
I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think about the extra 15,000 people on the floor? Long queues.
I think that it's great for gamers as a whole, because if we're going to be honest with each other, I think that the majority of us get our gaming news from social media and YouTube, mm-hmm. and that's pretty much public space. So it's about time for the public to be a part of E3 to keep it relevant.
Yep.
It's no longer is it only for the elite gaming journalist, which is a term I use very loosely. It's now going to be available for anybody, where you can get the opinions that you want to hear instead of the opinions that are the only opinions that are available.
It's funny because talking about this part of this topic is the media last year was is E3 relevant? They had umpteen billion articles about E3 and if it's still relevant and all this kind of stuff. And now it's now it's people are going to be going there and now it's relevant. I don't know. It's just weird how they keep doing this. Or they're complaining about the long queues and all that stuff. But I thought it was not relevant. Pick a side, guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
What's more funny though is the fact that, Bethesda comes out and they're like, oh, we're not doing a show. Wait, was it Bethesda that did that last year?
EA, Bethesda did it too.
Yeah. They come out last year, they're like, no, we're not going to be part of E3 because we want it for the fans. So they did it for the fans. It went amazing. Everybody talked about them. It was all over the place about the games they got to play.
The problem is though, it's not close.
No.
It's in Hollywood or something like that. It's further away.
But they still got better. They still had more coverage. There was a lot of people there. But then all of a sudden now E3 is like, oh yeah, okay, we'll open it to the public. Now is this to pull these these companies
EA back and stuff?
into E3 saying, hey, okay, we opened it. We're bringing you guys your fans. So now can you guys come back? Because that's a big chunk of E3.
It could be part of it. Like, well, let's open it up to public. Maybe that'll bring more developers in. But I think it's more along the lines of what Mike was saying about, getting the YouTubers and, actual influencers out there that actually love gaming and not people that think, it's like a job and just doing whatever.
Well, that's a great point. Because I think the C3 it's great from the sense that the people that drive this industry ultimately are the gamers. I mean, we are the people that drive the industry, and we should be on the floor when this stuff goes down. The bonus side here is that real gamers will go up and talk with devs and talk, and be able to see this stuff for themselves. And you can gauge when there's genuine excitement for products at times. You know what I mean? You can see it in people's faces. You can see it in their eyes. You can see how they're talking to their friends. When a lot of times these shows are closed off and it's for the big wigs, the industry fucking guys who put the money in and stuff like that. Like, most of these guys are going around and they're just telling bullshit. Like, they're not going to go up and be honest a lot of time about the product. So it's kind of a skewed opinion on it all. And even when it comes to like the media, a lot of us get most of our info from the media, and there's going to be a lot of bias. And that might be the downside of having fans on the floor too, because you're going to get a lot of fans in there that are like, say, they're pro Sony, so they're checking out the fucking Xbox booth and they're just spreading a lot of bullshit and like a lot of misinformation. So there's some good and bad points of it, but I think overall it's just to see that genuine reaction from the fans.
Yeah, that too. And like, I think when I did the vlog about this too, I was like, the biggest thing is like a lot of people in there, a lot of gamers in there. Like, we all talk to our friends. We're all online. We're all gaming with our friends. And then if you had friends that go there, they're going to talk to you about the really cool stuff that they saw, or you ask them about, hey man, did you check out this game? And that goes a long way, like the word of mouth and, marketing for games and stuff, and getting more people, to look at games maybe they weren't thinking about previously. So
yeah, I think you guys make a lot of great points, but for me, from a fan's perspective, I would like to experience it for the first time. And whether it's a good experience or a bad experience, then that would let me know for another year, because it is a lot of money for a ticket, and to get over there and hotel and all that hot mess. But it is good if you want to go one time, try experience it,
absolutely,
test out these games, just look at that world, and just be in it. And I think it would be cool, especially for those people that got to go to E3 and play Scalebound, because they are the only ones that got to play Scalebound.
They gotta try it, yeah.
We didn't. So at the same time, if I could go over there and try a game that never gets released, I think that would be an interesting experience. It's going to be a sad experience, but it's going to be interesting nonetheless.
Same with like Fable Legends and stuff that people were in that beta and stuff. And nobody else
true, but then you and SheWulf got to play it as well, though. So that's why I didn't mention that one. But yes, I agree with that.
Well,
I think overall, it's just amazing, though, to just have that and say, hey, I went to E3 that one year and it was awesome, or something like that. Or it was smelly or something. I don't know.
I'm sure it's smelly for sure.
But yeah, overall, if you want to go one time and do it, and they're giving you the option, I think it's awesome overall. But yeah, you guys make a lot of great points for like good things and bad things,
Yep.
Well, you guys got to go and check out the this is fucking amazing.
Whoa.
Wow. So, fun fact for anyone who's listening, if you still want to go to E3, I just looked at the website. The 250 tickets are still available.
Wow, interesting.
Money, money, money.
Yep, they are still available for purchase for $249 US.
I would love to go just because I haven't been in an environment where you're standing around with a bunch of other gamers playing games since the old arcade days when I was younger.
Oh,
yeah, for real.
I think for gamers like us that have grown up with gaming, that are in our 30s, like that's really going to bring back a lot of nostalgia if we were able to go. I can't afford to go right now, but if they keep this open, maybe I would like to go next year. It's kind of on the fence, but that's how I have it built up in my mind. Is like Fox said with the smell. I remember the smell of the arcade more than anything else. But just that sense of gaming around other gamers, even though you're not gaming with them, it's something that newer and younger gamers really missed out on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
especially you get to network and you get to meet other podcasters and stuff that you know online. I think that's pretty cool.
We would love to go. Our problem with not being able to is the dogs and the kids. And
I like how you say the dogs first.
It's because one just laid on my foot, so it ended up making me say it first.
Priorities, Fox. Priorities.
Yes, I'm sorry. You're right.
No, Bruiser just laid on my foot, so I was like, oh, dogs. But we have that's one of the biggest problems is like because we have to do everything in twos. So one, we have to find like arrangements for all of that, and then the flights and the food, the hotels and
you're right.
the cars and everything. So there's a lot to planning something like this because being in Florida and then having to go all the way to California, that's quite the drive. So
yeah, I want to do it though.
Flight.
Knock it off the
No,
bucket.
we definitely want to.
Yeah, definitely take a flight. Rent a car.
Rent a car. Rent a car.
Driving nowhere.
Not driving nowhere. Cool. So that's awesome. E3's opened up. Way to stay relevant. Yay.
Good for you.
Let's go ahead and move on to another topic. Everybody in the chat, start getting your questions. It's getting close to that time. We'll probably do another topic or two and then start taking questions.
It's about that time.
So let's go on to something really cool. Sniper Elite 4.
I had fun playing that.
Sniper Elite 4, people. It is out. It is out. And I'm super happy. I'm a big fan of the Sniper Elite series. I played them all. Sniper Elite 3 was fantastic. Sniper Elite 4 is even better, and I couldn't even imagine that. It's like Forza Horizon 3. Like, how can you get any better than that game? And I felt the same way about Sniper Elite 3. But they did. They got it better. So, did anybody get a chance to play it or see any gameplay or anything like that?
Wait, which one? You said Sniper Elite 3 or 4?
4.
Oh, okay. I heard 3, and
I was talking about 3 too, but that was the one I just played a little while ago. But
oh man, well I want to pick this up. I miss SheWulf playing it or whatever. I feel bad.
Oh my god.
I had fun playing it.
I'm gonna watch that after this.
I had a blast with everyone, and I actually got like a heart shot and told everyone that was for all of them who was watching because it was Valentine's Day.
You killed him in the heart.
Oh, that's sweet. I would have shot him in the nuts and then said that.
Well, no, it's Valentine's, and it went through the heart, and it's like heart shot. So I was like, oh.
Real quick for Predator, Timodos won his copy of Ghost Recon Wildlands. So congratulations, Timodos, for winning that game.
How did you? What? When did you do it?
He asked a question in the chat.
When did you do it?
What the
How
heck?
come we weren't informed?
I saw it.
I want that game so badly.
Oh, she wanted in on it.
I did, but oh well. I don't get the luxury of that because we're on the panel. But hey, it's okay.
Congratulations.
Congratulations,
to you guys.
Timodos. I'm starting to think that our things are rigged because he seems to win a lot of them.
Oh shit, Tim.
Tim does win a lot.
He does.
You're banned.
He is a lucky dude. Like crazy lucky.
He does. He seems to like...
So, what did you think about Sniper Elite 4?
I really enjoyed it. I thought the graphics were actually pretty decent.
Pretty good,
textures and stuff. I do find the shooting was a little wonky, but that's just because I may not be used to this style of game. Where like Call of Duty and Halo and all those games, when you're shooting, you have more, I guess, control over your shooting and stuff like that. Where this game, I guess it's supposed to be more kind of like realistic, where if you're shooting, you really have to like aim because
depending on the
gun...
difficulty mode you do.
Oh, okay. Well, I played on normal, so. But
yeah, but I know what you mean. You feel kind of stiff though.
Yeah.
Compared to the other games.
Because like it tells you that like you have to, you actually have to like control your breathing to like actually focus down shooting and stuff like that. I actually spent if you watch my stream, I spent the whole game running around just stabbing everybody. Because I did not like shooting people because I would sit there trying to shoot and I wasn't bad at it. It's not like I was completely horrible at it, but
wait. Just leave it to SheWulf because it's a sniping game. She'd rather go stabbing people.
Yeah.
Wait, and then Titanfall, she don't use no Titans. I'm just saying.
That is a good point. But I have to say, if I ever had to be like, if there was ever a stealth game that comes out, I will.
Splinter Cell, maybe.
I will be the best at that game. I was awesome.
But that's what's cool about Sniper Elite, though, is you can stealth around and do that kind of stuff, and I think that's why it appeals to me a lot because I'm a big Splinter Cell fan. Oh, who would have guessed that one, right?
What?
I can't jump around.
Really?
The funny part is I love games that I can jump around, like obviously Titanfall and Halo and all that, where I can boost and jump, where this game you can't. Like, you're literally you guys want boots on the ground? This is your boots on the ground.
Absolutely.
That is full
Absolutely.
out. I don't even think you
Extreme
can
gravity
actually
right
really
there.
jump. Like,
Yeah, you can vault over like the wall.
well, no,
and
you
stuff
can
like
jump
that and
over a
on
wall, but I mean, like,
can't,
as
like,
you're
just-
running,
yeah.
you can't like jump. And
But you don't want to. You want to be all stealthy and like.
no, I wanted to jump at times, but it's okay. I still got through the game, and I actually still enjoyed it. I thought it was interesting the fact that they used a lot of German text inside of it instead of actually putting like, you know how most games they'll put like just more English where like all
They're
the
trying to be like
enemies-
authentic. Is
yeah,
that
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you're
yeah.
taking on
Okay.
the Nazis and stuff like that, and when you're going up, like, it's English subtitles, of course, but they're speaking German, and so it felt so much more realistic, like you were actually in that era, and you're trying to actually hide from these Germans and stuff, and like these Nazis. So it did definitely make the game a lot more appealing, and it's actually a game that I'm hoping to bring out a Let's Play of it. So.
or guide
Nice.
or playthrough.
Playthrough.
You actually
Yeah,
answered
the
my one question
playthrough.
I had about the game, which was what was the time period setting for it. So still set in World War II, like the other Sniper Elite series I see.
Yeah, and you're
which
going
is,
through Italy.
Yeah, you have to. You're taking on the Nazis. So.
Yep.
I thought it
Cool.
was
Everybody
cool.
loves killing Nazis, so let's go.
True.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
If you're wondering why I haven't really chimed in, it's because I haven't played any of the games in that series. They look really good, and I want to try them. I just haven't yet. So I'm guessing from what you're saying, I should definitely try the second one, I guess.
Actually, I would
or-
try this one.
I was
This
not.
is probably the best one in the series so far.
I tried because GKB like says.
Here's the
like,
difference
it-
of like 3 and 4 because I played a lot of both of them. So my biggest complaint with 3 is I felt like a little slow and heavy. I mean, you ran, but he just felt like really like weighty, kind of like a Gears character. Maybe not that far, but you know, whatever. In Sniper Elite 4, though, you're very like acrobatic or just fast moving. Like you run really quick, and the character responds really well.
You feel more trained. You feel like
yeah.
you've actually been trained.
The gameplay mechanics feel really polished in this
Oh,
one.
nice.
So it feels fantastic, and they're bigger settings that you can play in, so you can really like do what like SheWulf was doing and stealth around and kill people that way. You can snipe and move around, and so they don't triangulate where you are and all that kind of stuff, just like the regular Sniper Elite stuff. So
Yeah,
there's
and you
many
do get
different ways.
other-
You're open world.
So I just went through this. Jerem, I don't understand what. Am I going to do ever one? Another
What were you gonna
one?
say, Noof?
Sorry.
I was gonna say, are those games kind of linear in terms of the way the storyline goes, or the open world?
They're linear, but they kind of give you this open like sandbox area to play in to defeat said mission.
So I can actually discuss this one right now because when I was playing it, one of the questions that kept getting asked is how big is the map? And I go to the map, and you would actually see like this decently sized map, and then you would see targets that you could pick to like go to, but you actually had to run to those spots.
You have to make your way through.
But you don't have to go there. You can go off and say like just come across one of the other ones instead and complete that. So
There's
it is-
collectibles too, where in all the Sniper Elites, you have to go for the eagles and stuff on buildings. You have to snipe them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's all kinds of collectibles and
Oh.
stuff you can find too.
Well,
so
that's interesting.
Yeah, I think that compared to like, because I played 2 all the way and I beat that. That was awesome.
Yes.
And I tried 3, so I never finished it. 'Cause I don't have it anymore. But this one, from what I see, is the one that's the most open world compared to the other ones that are very linear.
Yep.
So yeah, this one has more to do, bigger map and stuff like that.
I don't want to say it's not like linear because it's definitely linear in the story path of it, but they kind of do this nice little fake where they just give you this big open sandbox that makes it feel open world, but it's still a
Right.
linear story.
Yeah, like Tomb Raider or Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah,
I mean.
exactly.
Yes, like that.
Just like that. I agree.
Yeah, I gotta pick it up. It looks awesome.
I pretty much touched everything.
I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, and I even like I love the back sceneries too. The water was
And
a
also-
little iffy though. Like at some spots when I look at the water, it was like weird, but
She's like, I ain't drinking that.
yeah. But overall, I actually this was not my style of game.
No,
but
this is
I
definitely not her
actually-
style of game, yeah.
But I
But
enjoyed
they
this
still
game.
give you other guns, right? Because some
Yeah.
people.
You have
I
the
mean, in the other
sniper-
games, they gave you like a Tommy gun or
Yep,
whatever.
you still have the Tommy gun, you still have
Okay,
the
cool,
pistol and
cool.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I had
All
like
right.
3 different guns. I had rocks.
Nice.
I had
Yeah, rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone kept
Yeah,
telling me to
mine-
throw
You
a
should,
rock, but I couldn't figure out how to throw a damn rock. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can,
it's-
you can Go ahead.
If you were to make a suggestion between Sniper Elite 4 and For Honor, which both launched today, what would be your suggestion?
Ooh. Truthfully,
I played the beta For Honor. I think it's a really good game as well. I'm kind of biased in this one because I really love the Sniper Elite series. Not that For Honor isn't bad, but I think they're not really comparable. I know they came out at the same time, but if you're into that multiplayer, I don't know, like fighter kind of. For Honor's kind of a hard one to explain, but into that kind of like battling thing, then definitely go for Honor. But if you're into, the Sniper Elite shooting, sniping, which it also has multiplayer in like a wave-based mode, kind of like Horde, it has a lot of different things you can do in it.
if you enjoy both of...
I want to pick up both, actually, but...
Yes, well, see, what I was going to say is, like, for both these games, if you like both of these atmospheres, I would personally pick up Sniper Elite 4 first.
Well, you weren't a big fan of For Honor, though.
But you know what? I wasn't for Sniper Elite either.
No, that's fair. Fair enough.
Because I actually played For Honor more than I played any Sniper Elite games.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
any.
There you go.
I literally played the third Sniper Elite for, like, I think maybe 10 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, I'm done. For Honor, I actually played the beta quite a bit, and personally, one, with Ubisoft being broken the way that they are, you're better off to wait for them to go on a sale, so that way you know that their games have been fixed. And let's be honest, games go on sale pretty quickly now, like in this time, where you'll probably see it for the summer sale for Xbox that should be releasing their spring sale soon.
I would pick the one up that I think both of them are really good games. I would pick up the one that you're more interested in right now, and play that one, then wait for a sale on the other one.
Yeah,
basically. Or if you have the dough, get them both. I think it would
definitely.
I think it'd be pleasantly
I
happy.
Still recommend Sniper Elite 4, but that's just me.
I have to say though, I played the For Honor beta, and it was way better than the first beta I played. So they definitely did a lot of fixing in that game.
Yeah, and then it came out and it's broken.
And I wrecked some dudes on that fucking shit. Wrecked them.
But you haven't got to try the campaign or anything like that, and that's what...
But it looks cool, though.
It does, but it's still... it's like, so far, like, even though Sniper Elite is, like, it's all Nazis and stuff like that, it still has, like, an interesting storyline that's going with it, where For Honor, we still don't actually know anything about the story, so it's... I don't know. It's touchy. Like,
I guess that's the downside to when you need to connect to online servers to play the single player mode.
Yeah.
Yep.
When I first saw a video a couple years ago for Honor, I thought it was going to be a game very similar to Rise, Son of Rome, but kind of an angle where there's different types of dudes fighting each other. And
Right.
I don't know, like everything I've seen on it lately, because I didn't try the beta, I had the opportunity to, but every time I looked at a video, I went, nah, this game doesn't appeal to me. I don't know, it just lost me. I don't know what it is, but no, not quite the game I thought it was supposed to be.
Yeah, it's very like battle based, where you have to like know where the opponent's like gonna be attacking you from, and you have to block, and it's a lot of tactics in it.
That's the perfect. You know what? Noof just brought up the perfect like thing that just clicked in my head. If you want to know which one you should go buy, Mike, if you can only buy one of them, go watch gameplay of both of them. Either their multiplayer, whatever, or their campaign, whichever you prefer you're going to play more of, and actually watch a little bit of it and see which one intrigues you more.
You know, I lean more towards For Honor, but being that it's a Ubisoft game and an online game requiring their servers to work, I kind of want to wait it out like a week or two with that. But Sniper Elite, like, you know, that really intrigues me because, like, sniping is very, very different from what we see in traditional first-person shooters. So...
Yes.
You know, it gives you a much different pace, and I'd like to try something new with that as well. So I'm on the fence about both.
Fair enough.
Just wait for sale, and they'll both go on sale. And then you can just buy them both.
Or get through your backlog
also,
already.
Real quick, shout out to Weekleak in the chat. He asked for a shout out, so here it is. Enjoy.
Nice.
Wow, that was so nice of you.
No Citizen, I did not play co-op yet with SheWulf. Everybody knows I don't like playing my campaigns on co-op. I like to play them. I like playing them through by myself, and then play through them again.
Unless it's overcooked.
Yeah, that's kind of just the multiplayer.
You kind of have to like play two.
It's hard like one player.
Yeah, it is.
I'd much rather play 2-player on that one.
So.
Cool. Want to get some questions? Or you guys want to talk about some more Sniper Elite?
Let's go for some questions.
Remember,
Remember, you guys can call in your questions if you choose to on Skype at Console Corner. It's console space corner. So call in, ask your questions, and yeah.
So Germ had a question specifically for me and you, but I think everybody could answer it. And what got you into gaming? God, I can't talk tonight. My family. Like, I've been gaming since I was a wee little lad.
What got me into gaming? Truthfully, okay, so I kind of have a weird experience when it comes to gaming because where I lived, well, I started on PC. I actually started like PC gaming where it was actually just MMOs. My dad actually, when computers first came around, he actually had like one of the very first computer stores. So all like any games that came out and stuff, he got free copies of. So like, I don't know if any of you guys actually know this game or remember this game, but Ultima Online was one of the very first games that came out. Yeah. And my dad got free copies for all of us. So we started playing it as a family, and I hated it. Oh.
You hated it?
I did. Hey, Space Cat, what's up? And what's your question?
What's up, friends?
What's up, brother?
I was just wondering. I skipped out on Sniper Elite 3. So do you think I should pick that one up first, or should I go straight to 4?
You can go straight to 4. It's a different, it's a whole new campaign and stuff that, like, you're not going to really miss anything from the third one going into 4, really. It's a self-contained story. So.
Yeah, I didn't play any Sniper Elite 3. Like I said, I played 10 minutes and I was done. But I went into this one, and as soon as it starts off, it gives you details about its own story and what you're doing, and it fills you in perfectly of what's going on. So I really think if you want to try this game, just buy Sniper Elite 4.
I think from a gameplay standpoint too, this is probably the best one in the series.
Yeah.
So I would definitely not even worry about the other ones. Go for this one. Just my opinion.
I played the second one with Games with Gold. Is it like different from that one, or is it kind of similar?
I mean, it's similar in the fact that, it's Sniper Elite. It's that kind of gameplay. You're going to be sniping a lot. But over each game, they iterate on the gameplay. They make it better, more polished. A lot of the same stuff you've seen in 2 is in 4 or, thereof. So it's easy for you to pick up if you play 2. But you're going to probably like it better because the gameplay is going to feel a lot better to you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem,
You're
bro.
welcome.
Thanks for calling
in, Space
Hey,
Guy.
thanks for the call.
Thank you for calling.
After that, I'm actually leaning a little bit more towards Sniper Elite 4 now than For Honor.
Nice.
It's a good game, man. Good game.
I hate those style of games, and I love this game.
You had to do all the promos for the games.
What?
Say that again, Noof?
I said we'll get Space Cat to promo all the games from now on.
Oh,
Right?
I know, right? So quickly, I'll cut this short. Either way, I started on MMOs, and then when I got with GKB, he got me playing on Xbox because both my brothers, one was PlayStation, one was Xbox, and I didn't care for either, so I
play
ended
everything, though. So I mean, we're more Xbox, but
well, yeah,
everything.
but I mean, like,
I don't care.
I played like the odd games. Like my brother, they each had like the Final Fantasies. That's where I played all the Kingdom Hearts and all did like
So long story short, her dad got her into gaming.
Pretty much, yeah. Because I guess my dad.
Well, and I think that's true for a lot of us, at least in this age group. Like, I know I got into gaming because of my dad. He had an Atari 2600 when I was a little kid. That he got that before I can remember anything. So I started playing on that, and then he was going back to school for a second degree when I was about 4 years old. So he had to get a computer at home, and we got a Tandy 1000. That was back in the 80s. And I remember gaming on that PC because like you had to have like 10 boot discs to get DOS to start, and then you had to have another 10 boot discs to
Showing
get,
your
like,
age, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, I know it. I know it. I was talking about this earlier. It was like I think I had Math Blasters was like the one game.
Oh my
I had on
gosh.
PC.
You remember
I remember
those red card things that had like the big circle in it? And you had
disks?
the floppy like But the thin ones, not the thick ones, like the really thin ones, and you had to like push it in. Oh my god!
My wife and I, we were talking about like things that our kids will never know, and they're never going to know what a boot disk is.
Absolutely,
like, that's just something they're not going to know what a DOS is.
Yeah.
Completely gone, and thank God for that. But
oh yeah, for sure.
It's
always the way to
we
go.
had Nintendos and all that though, like NESs, and we had like this one with like this weird card that looked like a credit card that you put into it.
It's TurboGrafx 16.
Yeah.
That was another thing I said to my wife. I was like, our kids will never know what it's like to blow the dust off of.
I know.
Thinking that.
Our kids know though.
Yeah.
They can play the
Yeah. Our kids, we actually made them play the Nintendo NES before they were allowed.
We didn't really have to make them.
We didn't have to make them.
They were like, yes, let's do this.
They wanted to game. They wanted to start gaming and stuff like that.
They love Mario.
But we wouldn't let them play with the Xboxes until they played with some of the older systems. So they actually played like the NESs and all that stuff before they got their Xboxes.
Train them up.
Yeah,
that's what you call good parenting.
But now they both own their own Xboxes and they take perfect care of them. So
yeah, they're like, we ain't going back.
Jaden would. Our son would, because he loved the Wii U. Like, he loved that thing.
Yeah.
I once knew a guy whose nickname was Dick Nintendo, so that when every time he got a girl, he'd say, in order for it to work right, you got to blow on it.
Wow.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day. So,
my
again,
gosh.
if you would like to call in your question, it is...
Did Mike have a question?
Who?
Yeah, there was a question in the chat from earlier on from Storm Shadow. He wanted to know, should Microsoft create a first-party studio or buy third-party developers to create new IPs so that Xbox fans have more game diversity?
Well, we've covered on this quite a bit. This seems to be a very common question, to be honest.
It's a difficult question, though.
It is a difficult one, but it does seem to be one that's over a lot of like gamers' heads. And to be honest, there's always going to be third-party developers. There's always going to be those ones that just want to make games for all the consoles to make more money because, of course, they're using the smarter aspect of it. Where exclusives, but it's so hard to tell with like developers nowadays and what they actually want to do. So for Microsoft to have like say exclusive games or exclusive IPs, I think it's getting harder, especially with the social media and kind of wrecking, like pushing down consoles.
My thought is, look at what Playground Games is doing right now. They just hired a whole lot of new developers and opened up a second, basically another team, so that they can develop in tandem, hopefully a Forza Horizon 4, as well as another game that interests them. I heard a lot on BGST earlier this week about how Microsoft should buy Playground Games, and I don't know if they need to do that. Like, Playground Games has a good working relationship with Microsoft right now, and it's not like they can take what they've done with the Forza Horizon series and go off on their own and make a multi-plat, because they're using the Turn 10 physics, they're using the Turn 10 engines and a lot of their material to make these Forza Horizon games. So it's not like they can make Forza Horizon 4 and make it a multi-plat if Microsoft doesn't buy them.
Yeah.
Because all of those assets are owned by Turn 10, which is owned by Microsoft. But I think that them expanding the team and just creating more development opportunities gives them the opportunity to make more games that we haven't seen from them, but that they've learned through their experience with making the Forza Horizon series. I don't know if more studios is necessary, but I think that expanding the studios they have will certainly play out for them in a positive way in the long run.
Yeah, because they have a good working relationship with Microsoft. So that second studio, I would be surprised if Microsoft didn't have some marketing deal or something for that new game or anything like that with such a good working relationship. But I go back and forth with this one a lot because, I wish they would get some new blood and all that kind of stuff. But then I keep thinking about it. The new blood would make this game that everybody would love, and then that developer would only make that game like continuing on, like with the Gears guys at Coalition. You probably won't ever see them do anything else but Gears games, and that's fine. I mean, that's cool, but I think eventually like developers get tired of that and want to do other things. They're just creative people,
right?
So I go back and forth with that. Like, I don't know, like I would like them to get a studio where they could just bring in a bunch of new talent to pitch all these like good ideas and then like farm it out to other developers to make said ideas or make it to fruition. I don't know, like, and I go back and forth with, Microsoft, like, a lot of people on podcasts and talking about this in the community, you know, Microsoft is not the Microsoft of 360. They're just not going to throw a ton of money at stuff anymore. They're very budget minded. They're very like numbers based right now.
And
profit and bottom
Phil
line.
has also said he doesn't want to stop a game from being in the gamer's hands. So,
well, and that's my thought as well is, you know, when it comes to first party studios, you're essentially cutting out a portion of the gaming community that's on a different console.
Yep.
I don't mind multi-plat games because the more gamers that get to play a game, the more successful that game is going to be, and then the more successful that studio is going to be, which then in turn lets you get more games from that studio.
well, yeah, because they're willing to take more chances.
As long as they don't do DLC shitty practices. Bungie. Bungie.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I agree.
But when it comes to like Bungie, for example, you think that's not so much them as it is their publisher. Like that's
Yeah, I mean, it could be like, you know. It
Like
could
I
be
don't really see because I think from a dev perspective, I think they would, if they're going to make it and put all of the hard work and effort into something, I would think that they want it to be in as many hands as possible, like not restrict the fans. But at the end of the day, they got to answer to a stockholder and to the people that pay their bills ultimately. So it's in their hands. And of course,
That's the
Activision,
Blades.
well,
I think
they're one of the biggest scumbag companies out there. Honestly, like it used to be EA, but I think Activision's worse because they really started the trend. You look at trends when it comes to DLC. It was Activision that started it with the overpriced Modern Warfare map packs back in the day. Remember when they gave you like 4 packs and they started charging you like $15 or $20 or whatever it was?
Mhm.
And then after that, everybody started following suit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I do
and I
give.
don't want to see.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, go
Kippy.
ahead. Good, bro.
Well, I was gonna say, like, my biggest rift with Bungie and Activision right now is the fact that if you're gonna do DLC, that's fine, but don't make DLC exclusive for what was it, like 1 or 2 years before it
Towards the
came
end it was
across
like
to
2
another
years.
platform.
Yeah.
Like 1 month, 3 months, even 6 months, I'm all right with if you have some sort of a marketing deal. But
Well, the
to
rumors
keep it
are right
away-
now Destiny 2 is 3 months for PlayStation. So it seems like they've heard the fans. So we'll see if that plays out.
I hope so, but I mean, I'm still, when it comes to Destiny 2, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get it because of the DLC policies they had with the first one.
Yeah.
I'm just too jaded about the entire series right now.
Yeah, it's completely understandable.
I saw that Bobby Kotick at E3. I'd like to walk up to the guy and smack the curls right off his fucking head.
What the fuck?
Oh my gosh, New. Any more questions?
I do want them to focus on first party though, and they can make multiple types of games. But I do love Coalition. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
I'm biased.
I totally understand.
Make all the gears.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any more questions.
Anybody want to call in?
Blades, go away.
More
Oh
Blades.
damn!
Oh, why are you hating on Blades?
Because he's picking
I'm a
on
little
me.
disappointed in Coalition right now because they're bringing out the map packs for gears, which are great, but essentially they're not even like map packs. They're like rehashed old maps again. It's like with new skins on them. It's like me putting on a different pair of fucking Fruit of Looms every morning with their different colored. It's like, come on, guys, put a little effort in here.
We got a call.
Yay!
Hello, you are on the console corner. What is your question?
Hey, what's up? It's Phantom, guys.
What's up,
Hey,
Phantom?
what's
Oh god,
up?
I'm hanging up now. No.
What's up?
I'm kidding.
And, I started trolling you guys in the chat, but here's a good question. With Microsoft and Xbox wanting to push Play Anywhere, should they look into their backwards compatible titles for people who own the digital versions to bring them into the Play Anywhere playlist?
Ooh.
Phil's kind of asked a question about like 360 games coming to PC and all that stuff, and he said anything's possible. So with Play Anywhere, that
Heck, they actually have some indie games that are Play Anywhere now.
Well, I
So-
think the biggest hurdle with 360 and backwards compatibility is the licensing. And I think if they're going to make those backwards compatible 360 games available on PC, there would have to be a PC port already available in order for the licensing to work itself out again.
yeah, it would be a licensing issue, and I guess the container like the UWP can. If it's not like, say it was only made for the 360, they have to have some kind of emulation on the PC like they do on the Xbox One, which is, I guess, easy at this point because it's x86, so it should be able to transfer over pretty well. But they would have to do that. But then they kind of open themselves up to like people hacking it, maybe. So I don't know.
Well, if it brings more people onto the Windows 10 store, I'm all for it.
I'm all for it too.
I don't know how practical it is.
Yeah, I don't know how practical it is. Like it is. It would have to be like exclusives and stuff like that PC guys really didn't get because third party they probably got a lot of them on the PC already. So yeah, I think exclusives would push it the most, but I would like to see it for sure. Absolutely.
Be interesting.
I'd like Play Anywhere. It's fantastic.
I was gonna say you use
Spheroids is Play Anywhere.
That's what I said. There's actually some indies that you can find that are Play Anywhere. So awesome question, Phantom, as always.
Thanks for calling in, Phantom. You're the man.
Have a good one.
All right, brother.
You too.
Cool. It's 9:00, guys. We are at the 2-hour mark. So I'm going to go ahead and let all these awesome gamers shout out their stuff and whatever's going on. We appreciate and love all you guys in the chat. Thank you so much for rocking out with us on Valentine's Day. I know it was probably not the best day to have a podcast, but we did it anyway. We wanted to show you some love.
Because what about all those people who say either their spouse is working or who knows, they just ended up having to be alone. They weren't alone tonight. They got to spend it with all of us.
That's right. So what you got going on, Noof?
Like I said, man, I'm going to get back into Batman again because I got a lot of game to finish off there. Maybe play some more Witcher. And like I said, try to catch up on the backlog of games. Always excited for Community Game Night again. To everybody that was a part of it this past Saturday.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Being there because I had a lot of fun playing the games, but I also had
so many laughs.
My time with the jokes and stuff. It was freaking awesome. Anyway, guys, they do have a link down below the video here where you can find me. Again, you'll find me on Twitter at Noof Nukem. On Xbox, I'm Noof Space Nukem. On PlayStation 4, I'm Noof_Nukem. Add me, send me an invite sometime. Doesn't matter what I'm doing, I'll reply to you, and we'll game it up. Rock on, people. Thanks for joining the podcast tonight. You're awesome.
Awesome. What about you, Mike?
Well, you can always find me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @Cadus511. My Xbox Live gamer tag is Cadus. And feel free to check out my YouTube channel. I didn't get to upload a new video this week because I didn't have a voice for most of the week. Still waiting on my voice to get back to 100% before I can get that back up and running. Because shout out to PTK Blam. I'm the Bob Ross of YouTube right now. So want to make sure my voice is silky smooth for everybody out there before I get my next video up. But if you haven't checked out my channel, go back to GKB's homepage. There's a link on there for it. And feel free to hit me up on Twitter or Xbox Live. I'll be happy to add you and have some good conversation going on.
Awesome. What about you, Foxy?
He officially has too many nicknames now. I don't know if I like this. Well, I just want to say happy Valentine's Day to everybody. I hope you're having fun gaming. Thanks for joining us in the chat. You guys are awesome. You can follow me on Twitter and YouTube. And Foxy Deals will be back next week. Sorry about that. And I will be sharing some deals here and there on Twitter. If you guys find anything, let me know. But yeah, all the single ladies, put your hands up.
Nice.
All right.
What about you, SheWulf?
Of course, obviously you can find me on Twitter and Xbox at xSHEWULFx with a U, not no. I had to think about that for some stupid reason. I'll be streaming more Sniper Elite 4 hopefully on Thursday, so make sure you guys tune in and watch that. Other than that, Community Game Time will be announced tomorrow on Xbox Nation, so make sure you guys tune in at that 8 o'clock. Of course. And other than that, just make sure you guys check out all of our other videos we've been posting for you guys throughout the week here on Gamers Knows Best. And as always, if you want to chat or whatever, hit me up on Twitter. So
cool. What's up, everybody? I'm GKB the Governor. Thanks again for rocking out with us on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day.
We love you guys. We're going to be on Xbox Nation tomorrow. Shop Podcast, hopefully on Saturday. Got videos coming out for you guys. Make sure you follow us on Gamers Knows Best on Twitter and YouTube. Also check out my Beam. Be streaming there. GKBX on Beam. See you later, guys. Have a good one. Hope you have a great rest of the Valentine's Day. Thanks again.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Later.